Last time on Square Roots, Paco looks for love, Madison gets sexy, and Scott wipes down everything. Also, Ethan gets fingered. Oh, sorry, de-fingered. Ethan gets de-fingered.
That's a joke straight out of fucking Tom Green.
And welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I'm joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Heyo!
John Origami Killer Brandon.
You know, it was the 3rd of September.
It is the 3rd of September. Also joined by Vanessa.
Hi.
And this is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs one chunker at a time. And this is our final episode in our Heavy Rain series.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Another David Cage series, or another David Cage game in the can.
Another
Oh, boy.
David Cage masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to talk about this climax.
Me too. Very excited.
Well, before we do that, guys, let's talk about some hot gaming goss. I think there's a fair amount of goss this week.
I
Who
have
wants to go first?
I have a real downer piece of hot game goss. Did you guys hear that Matt's most anticipated movie of this year, Mortal Kombat 2, got pushed back to May of next year? What?
Now it's your most anticipated movie of next year.
Boo! Boo! Whoever owns the rights and made that movie.
That's
New Line Cinema.
very odd because they already released a
thought it was
trailer,
Miramax.
which made me feel like the movie was done. Or
Yeah,
near
I
done.
think it might be indicative of them expecting it to be a larger hit than they initially anticipated. pushing it back
Oh,
to summer of next year.
interesting. But it was the perfect Christmas movie.
I agree. I couldn't wait to see it. I was going to see it on Christmas Day with my whole family. Mom, Dad, baby, everyone.
That's what I did last year when I made everyone go see Nosferatu on Christmas Day. And
What a mistake.
was not as good as I think some people had hoped.
Yeah, still have not gotten around to watching that one because nobody seemed to like it. So
Today, as of when we're recording, we got a state of play for 007 First Light.
Whoa,
Did
that looks-
any of you
Oh.
watch it?
No.
you told us about it well in advance, which I really appreciate because I do like watching all those states of plays and directs and stuff. But I think the minute you mentioned it, it fled my brain because that game is
Like
nothing.
everything I say to you.
Why is it starring a young Tom Cruise?
Getting a lot of flack from all of you tonight, and I'm just making jokes about the things I'm talking about. It's not about you. It's not about you.
I'm not a young Tom Cruise.
I did think that this looked like Bond, generic Bond. He is kind of a nothing Bond. He's not any of the actors.
Actually, I like that, but he does. John's got it right. He does just kind of look like a.
He could
CGI
have
Tom
had a
Cruise.
face. He
Yeah.
could have been
Gen
like
Z,
a new.
it's like a Gen Z James Bond.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
he
got the
could have
broccoli
been a
cut.
new character design, but like, give me something, you know?
I didn't watch the state of play, but I did watch some gameplay footage, and the game looks really fun.
Ooh, that's exciting. I like the idea of a James
Kind of got
Bond
like
game
a
not
Uncharted
tied.
flavor to it.
Ooh.
I like the idea of a James Bond game not tied to the movies.
Me too.
Yeah, my hope is that it will be very much like walking around doing spycraft stuff as well as some run and gunning.
Will
And
it still
seemed
have...
like
Sorry.
it seemed like it might have some of that. So that's my dream. It had glamorous locations.
That's cool. What else
Will
did they
it
announce
still
about
have
it?
the music? I assume it's got to have the music, right?
Yeah, it did. In what they showed, at least, it was
Ooh.
pulling from existing Bond music.
Do you think they'll hire some popular artist to write a song for it like they do for all
Oh,
movies?
yeah.
That would
Or
be so
remember, like,
smart.
Bloodstone and Everything or Nothing and stuff. Like, Everything or Nothing had a new song by Maya for it. That was really cool.
Whoa. I don't know who that is or what that is.
Case of the X.
It also, Johnny, had a lot of cars and driving around in fancy cars.
Oh, I do like cars. See, this is how Vanessa... You know how, like, I try to appeal to Vanessa with, like, it's got floppy-haired boys and
Ooh.
romance. And Vanessa's like, it's got cars.
It's got cars, Johnny. It's got cars that smash through set pieces.
Ooh, I do like smashing things with cars.
It's got cars
Not
that
in real
little
life.
bumpers come off the back when it gets too smashed up.
Woo!
What else did they announce about that game, Vanessa?
Well, I didn't watch the whole thing. But they did
Okay,
announce
well,
the release date,
Yeah.
and that is March 27th, 2026. That's right, we
Whoa.
will be playing 007 First Light before we will be watching Mortal Kombat 2. Think about that.
Wow.
That's actually James Bond's birthday. Did you know that?
Of
No.
course I knew that. I'm a Bond
I just made that up.
fanatic.
It's not even true at all.
Yeah,
Oh.
James Bond is going to be born next year, March 27th, 2026. Baby Bond. That's the name of the game.
Hereforth known as JB Day. See what else? According to the head or this little snippet that's in the notes, something called Forsaken 64 has been
yeah!
added to the N64 virtual library.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Good
It's a
observation.
mature 17 plus only game. That
It's
means Jim's not allowed to
basically-
play it.
A lot like Descent. I've only played it on PlayStation, but it came out originally on the original PlayStation, N64, and PC, and I've only played the PlayStation version. But I remember it being really fun and less like I don't know where I'm going than Descent.
Mm-hmm.
I think the tunnels were bigger, and that made it a lot easier to navigate. But yeah, it's a Descent-like.
Add Manhunt to the virtual game library, you cowards.
That didn't come
Manhunt
out
2.
on any of the systems we're talking about.
I don't remember what it
that
came
was
out
more
on.
of a PlayStation.
Well, it came out
release,
on
wasn't it?
Manhunt 1 came out on Xbox and PlayStation. Manhunt 2 came out on Wii. They aren't doing Wii games,
I don't think
right?
Wii's on there yet, no.
Yeah.
Hi, Porky.
Yeah, she's being loud today. I gave her a snack.
What
You
kind
little
of
girl?
snack?
You want a little? I gave her some crunchy Temptations.
Do you give her those tubes? Like squeezy tubes? They're very, very on trend, very popular these days.
No, my cat doesn't
Like
to ride trends.
I
like
don't
a
want
mess.
to sit there and
Yeah.
hold food in front of my cat's face while they lick it. It just seems like the most inconvenient way to feed your cat.
Yeah. Also, my cat likes me too much already, and I don't need that thing becoming even more attention.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she'll ask me to feed her, and I just drop some stuff into a bowl. It's not that bad. Although I do have 3 different bowls because she's very picky.
Anyway, I've got a piece of hot gaming goss that's going to blow all of your minds. Get ready for the biggest news of the fucking year. It's about a movie. That's right. Paramount is making a Call of Duty movie.
Oh, shit! Are you
It's
Oscar
gonna
Mike
suck,
on
it's
the
gonna
way
suck.
to
It's
the?
gonna
Are you
suck,
Oscar
it's
Mike
gonna
to
be
the
bad.
theater for that, Matt?
It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be so bad.
Oscar Mike?
Yeah. Are you Oscar Mike for this movie?
Do you think they'll do the
He's
the
gonna start talking
airport
about boomer
scene
songs again, isn't
from that Call of Duty Black Ops?
Yes, I absolutely think they will. I think that's how they'll kick it off. And
Game? Ooh, great opening scene! It was a great opening scene in the game. Make great opening scene for a movie.
Weren't
People are gonna
the-
take the kids to?
The old Call of Duty games were all like World War II games, right?
That's what it started as.
Maybe it'll be a cool
Yeah.
World War II movie.
I don't. I bet it's going to be a Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
I bet it's gonna
Modern
be
Warfare.
or like
It's
the
gonna be
future one where
sponsored
people
by
like
the
jetpacks and
military. No, it's gonna be like in connection with the
Oh,
real
what if
Navy and
what
the
if there
Army.
was a cameo? What if there was a cameo from Pete Hegseth in it?
Yeah, it's
What's
gonna
the
have
over-under on it
PX.
starring Chris Pratt? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like the odds are good. That's a safe bet. I'd go to Polymarket with that one.
Oh wow! Now, here's how I would make it. I'd be like, a kid is so good at Call of Duty, and then like he gets a magic cartridge, no, a magic game disc, and then becomes in the Call of Duty, but he's still a kid, and they're like, but he's like, I'm really good, and he helps the Call of Duty friends, like all of them from the real game, like defeat Markov or Sokolov or whatever his name is.
John, I like your premise, but I think it would be better if he got like sucked into the game world and became immediately shell shocked by the horrors of war. PTSD.
Didn't the last Call of Duty game have Ronald Reagan? Maybe let's still have Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, and they them pronouns. Was that the last one? I think that was like. Oh, maybe that was the last one. Yeah, I think it was Black Ops.
The game is about Ronald Reagan destroying pronouns in the future.
No, it was Ronald Reagan
Genetically engineered
using
Ronald
your
Reagan
they
that
them
comes
pronouns. Well, I'm happy to see they're doing the best they can, defeating those commies, and that's my Ronald Reagan.
That was great.
Thank you.
If you ask him about the Iran-Contra scandal, the game crashes. He won't play it anymore.
The FBI
Wait, are
shows
you
up at your door.
saying the CIA was selling drugs to buy weapons?
Reagan, did you really commit high treason? You're not allowed to play anymore.
I'm so skeptical. I feel like it's gonna suck. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
It's not a bold claim that a video game movie is not going to be good, but
Well, what about
they're
that?
They're gonna have AI. They're gonna have some fucking AI write the script, and they're gonna cast like some Gen Z broccoli-haired nobodies to be in the movie.
What?
and it's
Okay,
gonna
you guys
suck.
keep saying broccoli hair. Can you give me like who has broccoli hair? Does Timothy Chalamet have broccoli hair?
oh no,
Or is he too old?
Not really.
You'll have to.
Broccoli
Could you put a
is,
photo
like,
of broccoli hair into
shaved
the group chat?
sides,
I will. I'll do it.
shaved
Is it
sides
different
and, like,
than an
curly on
undercut?
top.
Is undercut more of a Gen Z thing?
It's like an undercut with a perm on top.
Oh,
Like
So
that.
you look like a stalk of broccoli.
like Beaker? Oh yeah, they do kind of look like Beaker. That's cool.
Is it? Is it?
I know
guess
our
it is pretty
generation
cool
does
to
not
look
get
like
to
Beaker.
complain about the current kids' haircuts. We just don't. We
I'll
don't.
complain about whatever the hell I
Did
want
you
to.
see what
Yeah.
what the popular haircuts were when we were teens? They were awful. Awful.
Well, I guess mine was waterfalls, right? Like the 90s skater. And then,
the
like, I
same
guess as I
haircut.
was hitting my 20s, the Eminem. Oh, and that George Clooney Caesar cut. Ugh, that didn't look good
Ooh,
on
that was
anyone.
really bad, yeah.
The fucking emo helmet hair. Oh my god. Burn the world
I
down.
never had emo hair, thank
We should have
God.
ended the world at that point.
I tried spiking my hair up in the early 2000s, but I was going bald, and it doesn't work if you're going bald.
I spiked my hair up way longer than I should have. Even though I was going bald. Anybody else got any more hot game goss? I'm all tapped out.
Sure, I got some.
All right.
They announced a sequel to that Superman movie. It's not a big surprise, but James Gunn says he's going to do it, and we're going to like it, and it's going to come out in 2027, so not a very long wait between Superman movies.
I think that from what I last heard, it's not a direct sequel, but Superman's in it. And I don't think that he's clarified further than that.
So it's Superman 2, but Superman is a supporting character?
Well, I don't think it's Superman 2.
It's
Is the
called
point.
Superman
Did you say Superman
colon.
sequel?
It's called Superman Man of Tomorrow. So I do
Really?
think Superman
Was that
will
announced
be
today?
in it. Yes, it was.
Superman Man of Tomorrow?
Yeah, it's about his
called
colon.
Man of Tomorrow.
That's weird.
And Gunn tweeted a picture of comic book Superman next to Lex Luthor in his war suit.
Ooh. That last season of Superman and Lois had a lot about Lex Luthor and his war suit.
I think that post Marvel popularity of Marvel's Iron Man, that shit's a lot less interesting. You know what I mean? I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need another billionaire in a big cool suit. I want Brainiac, motherfuckers. Make it happen.
They should reboot Batman, but have him be the absolute Batman, where he's not a rich billionaire douchebag and he's just a blue collar guy and likes to beat people up.
But isn't him being a billionaire kind of like the character?
What?
No, I think the trauma of losing his parents and then dedicating his life to fighting crime dressed as a bat is the character, and the billionaire is kind of ancillary to it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
The billionaire
Okay.
allows him to do certain things. I do think that Bruce Wayne is an underexplored character when he's not being
So
Batman.
too. I
You
think
do?
so often he's. I think he's just like generally his character is just rich guy.
Yeah.
I feel like that last one, like the Batman, had a lot about Bruce Wayne, didn't it?
Yeah, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't think they captured... They didn't present Bruce Wayne in the way I think of Bruce Wayne.
Are they
Best Batman
they're
movie
making
ever.
a sequel to the Batman?
Yes, it has
There's
not
some
started
kind
filming
of
yet.
unannounced thing that's about to be announced. I saw some speculation the other day that maybe they are closer to, like, the announcement is going to be sooner. Like the date of the release of the next movie is going to be sooner than people think. Is the speculation I was reading, but I could be wrong.
I mean, they could be talking about. Do you mean the Batman movie? Because they could be talking about
Yeah.
Superman, considering it just got announced for 2027.
I thought
which
it
is
was
sooner than
Batman,
I would be
but-
expected. Gunn does tweet about that stuff a lot, and I think the last thing I remember seeing from him was that they were still working on the script for Batman 2, or maybe had just finalized the script for Batman 2
Oh, okay.
with Pattinson. And there's a lot of speculation as to whether they're going to try and jam the Pattinson Batman into this new Superman
I feel like it
universe.
would work.
I really liked that Pattinson Batman
would
movie, and I would like to see. I want to see more, but I don't know that I need that.
I
Yeah.
feel like the Pattinson Batman would kind of stick out in the Superman world from
Yeah.
the movie. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of Superman and Batman being in the same universe doesn't make sense if you really start thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Superman just help clean up Gotham? You
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the Joker's on the loose again. It's like, okay, send Superman. He'll fly in there, pick up the
Superman
Joker.
stays in
And...
Metropolis. Nightwing stays in Bloodhaven.
Wow.
Batman stays in Gotham City.
I'm really impressed that Jim knows what Bloodhaven is. Good job, Jim.
Hey, I've played Arkham Knight a few times.
Okay.
Is Black Mask in Arkham Knight, or is he in that the one that Ubisoft
Black
Montreal
Mask is in
Warner
Arkham
Montreal.
Knight. He dies at the beginning or towards the beginning. No, wait, he dies in Arkham Origins.
yeah, that's the one. Yeah, Arkham.
Yeah,
Origins.
he
Okay.
dies at Arkham because you're solving his murder, and that's how you learn about the Joker.
Oh.
Yeah. Spoilers for Arkham Origins, by the way.
all right. Any more hot game goss?
I think that's it.
All right. Let's talk about streams. We're not streaming tonight because we're recording. Whoa.
Yeah, normally this would be a stream evening, streevening.
Stream nimding. Oh, nope, can't do it. We do have a YouTube channel where we stream most Wednesday nights, and Jim also likes to stream at random times. There's a lot of content on there. Currently, the main game that we're playing through is Secret of Evermore. Jim, what's the last game you streamed on there? God of War?
Let's see. I streamed all of Heavy Rain.
Oh, yeah, you did.
So all the Heavy Rain chunkers are on stream. I finished God of War recently, and I played a little bit of a game called Fear the Spotlight, which is one of what's this film studio that made Megan? Blumhouse. It's a Blumhouse video game.
Huh. Have they made a
Their
video
first
game
video
before?
game.
Oh, that's their first.
It's their
okay.
first one, I believe. Yeah.
I'm not sure they made a video
It's like a
game
little-
this time. I looked at some of Jim's stream, and I wasn't impressed.
Oh, wow.
You mean like Fear the Spotlight?
Yeah, it was just you
Yeah, it's pretty
fiddling with
boring.
switches for like an hour.
It wasn't an hour. I I solved that puzzle in like 20 minutes.
Okay. Fight about it. You guys should fight. Anyway, come check it out. Just look us up over on youtube.com. Square Roots is the channel. We also want to plug our good friend and neighbor Johnny's channel, Bears in Games Neo. Johnny, what's the last video you released on Bears in Games Neo?
I think I've made a couple of shorts were the last ones, and I was working on before we started recording. I'm working on my big cow video. It's gonna be like probably around 2 hour video. So those take Johnny a while, but I've done. I'm sort of figuring out my workflow and how to deal with not wanting to get copyright strikes. So I've asked Matt. I wanted to have the trailer to Gears of War, like Gears of War. Talking about 2006 games, Gears of War has an incredible trailer. I'm sure you all remember it, right?
Mm-hmm. We have
I
talked
watched
extensively about the slowed down Mad World cover on the show before.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the best video game trailers of all time.
And
it is.
No, I agree. That's one of the things I talk about. And so what I was thinking is I can probably use the video, but it would definitely tag Content ID, the Gary Jules cover of Mad World. So I'm asking Matt to do like a mumbly, not exactly copyrightable cover of that minute of that song.
Sad Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Non-copyrighted Sad Earth. I would do it myself, but I found if I'm talking in the video and then singing, it doesn't work at all. Mm-hmm. Like, you hear the two voices and it just fucks you up and doesn't sound good. So, no Johnny covers, but a Matt cover. Also, Matt can sing and I can't, and that's an important thing, too.
Let's not go too far.
Oh, come on, Matt. You know you're a good singy man.
He good singy man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm working on driver parallel lines, and I'm about 20 minutes into the video. I sort of, when recording, I was like, hey, you know what, I'm going to rewrite this section. So I rewrote a section, and I like doing it. It makes me happy. That's why I do it. Yeah, that's it.
Well, you can check that out over at youtube.com/Bears in Games Neo, which is definitely not the address. So you're going to have to search for Bears in Games Neo. Please do that. And like and subscribe and like all of his videos and leave comments and be cool.
Yeah, it does really help if you leave comments. I had like a old 1 minute video that I originally made for TikTok, but it made to like 16:9 for YouTube. Suddenly hit the algorithm for some reason.
Mm-hmm. The algo.
I don't know why. Yeah, the algorithm picked it up. So, I'm just going to keep making things.
All right.
Quest ready
log.
to take a jaunt to the evidence dungeon.
Mm-hmm. The evidence dungeon.
Our David Cage murder basement.
We're all going to learn together who the origami killer is. It's Madison. Spoiler alert. Madison is the origami killer.
I feel like we need to address this, Matthew.
I don't think we need to address anything. Chapter 40 on the loose.
Vanessa, do we need to address something?
This is the sex chapter.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not.
Excuse me?
It is. This is the chapter where we can have sex.
Well, why would we? This man's son is in mortal danger.
This scene was funny to me because last time on Square Roots, we did some trials. One of the trials involved either killing or not killing a random, not a random person, but a person that the origami killer wants us to murder. Mm-hmm. I murdered this person. So when this scene started, Ethan was sitting on the floor crying, and he's like, I killed a man. And Madison's like, no, you're not the killer. And he looks at her like, but then, they start becoming intimate.
Whoa, press X to
Nothing
kiss.
brings people closer together like the trauma of ending another person's life.
So
press
she
Y
leaned in
to shake your head around.
She leaned in to really give him a little smooch, And I just wanted to see how awkward it would get if I just let it hang there. And I did, but eventually he's like, my son's in world danger, lady. This is not the time. And she's like, I'm such an idiot. I'm so stupid. I'm sorry. And then she walks out of the hotel.
Jim, what you're saying is that you slept with this journalist while your child was in mortal danger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I made her call me Shaun.
Oh, no!
But like this, Shaun! Shaun!
Shaun!
I also kissed Madison, and by kiss, I mean they both had their mouths open, and then they kind of bonk them together a few times.
That's how you kiss, right?
Well, it's like
so janky.
Like, say you wanted Sheev Palpatine to kiss Mon Mothma. I mean, that's how they kiss, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Johnny's giving us a live demonstration straight out of Spaceballs.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, on a scale of 1 to spicy, how steamy would you rate this sex scene?
On a scale of 1 to spicy, how steamy is this? I think it's mega spicy and ultra steamy.
Whoa.
I enjoy. I mean, it felt wrong playing this on stream. I almost had to turn my lights down.
She
Close
pops her
curtains.
top off, and I do think you either see her breast or some of it. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You do see her boobs. I did not choose to take her bra off, but it does come off regardless.
Well, that just happens. They spring off like a rubber band if they get too excited.
When a woman
Whenever
becomes
a woman
aroused,
reaches
her clothes pop off of her body.
Exactly. When a woman reaches a sufficient level of horniness, her undergarments just pop off.
Yeah. From the front. A real front clasp situation.
I do like that despite them being in the motel room right next to the bed, they do not get in the bed to sleep with each other. They just do it on the floor.
Yeah. Do it on a filthy hotel room floor. Mm-hmm. Disgusting.
When I was a teenager, one of my friends was making out with a girl, and it was his first time attempting to remove a bra.
Mm-hmm.
And the experience got cut short when she stopped kissing him after he couldn't get the bra off and then tried to use his pocket knife.
Oh, no.
Oh,
She's like, this is one of my good ones. How? So, is it that hard? I've never removed a bra.
No.
Some bras are harder than others.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
not hard at all.
I wouldn't call it hard.
Okay.
I did. I'm surprised that Johnny did not mention that when you hold and don't allow the kiss to happen, Madison doesn't just sit there. She kind of bites at the air. Like the game thinks she's kissing. She's just kind of going, ow, ow.
Yeah, she seems. I captured the whole experience, but she does run out of the hotel room into the rain, talking about how stupid she is. And who hasn't run out of a hotel room into the rain talking about how stupid they are? And she's like, "I'll go back to my room." This is what happened in mine, but I couldn't. I thought her room was next door. But it doesn't let you go back, and actually you have to go somewhere else completely, which is very weird. But tell me about the sex scene. Were you horny? Did you?
Oh, sure. I'll be happy to tell you all about that. No, and also no.
So what happens? Is it exciting? Is it romantic?
No.
I guess
no,
Matt
they
did
just-
ask how spicy it is.
They flop around on the floor like a couple of fish and kind of polygonally paw at each other, and then it fades to black, and then it...
They also choose to have sex in the least sexy place in the room.
Yeah.
They're on the gross floor when they could at least move on to the gross bed or at least the gross desk.
Well,
Yeah, is there a
after
gross
our fade to-
ottoman?
After our fade to black, they are on the bed, so I guess we don't technically know at which point they got up there.
I'm just saying hotel ottomans are underrated.
I don't think there is an ottoman. There's just there's the armchair, and then
that's
there's
more of a
the
nice hotel
desk
room.
chair.
And also because I'm short.
Yeah. So, if you do have sex with Ethan, Madison gets up and then I guess she says she's going to go out and get some food from the vending machine or something like that.
I don't remember. Before this whole thing happens, like, did you guys have the little dust up with
Oh,
Madison
yeah,
and Ethan?
I did.
Because, like, Ethan goes to leave to go do this other trial, and some stuff falls out of Madison's coat. It's her notes and her tape recorder.
Whoa, that didn't happen to me.
Oh, it happened to me. And then Ethan gets all mad, and he's like, I knew it! You're a journalist! You're just trying to exploit me! And she's like, no, I actually, for some reason, love you, and I want to be with you after we find your kid.
At first, I just wanted to do a story about some parent whose kid was missing, but then I came to really care for you.
Huh. Well, I
I
don't think I've ever got that scene.
He straight up throws her notebook in her fucking face.
He does.
I already
Throws it
didn't
right
like
at
this
her.
guy, and after this, I fucking hated his guts.
I was willing to give him a little bit of grace because I did just murder a guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's going through some stuff.
He's going through some stuff. He lost his little fingertip. He's stressed.
Also, it reminded me of Fateful Findings. You know that scene in Fateful Findings where he comes home from the hospital and he's covered in bandages, but he's still making out with his wife in the shower?
Yeah.
That's kind of what the sex scene reminded me of, because Ethan takes his shirt off and he's like covered in bandages and he has like a bloody bandage covered stump where his finger was. Like, this is gross. It's like Neil Breen levels of sexual.
It's so
Weird.
fucking bizarre and out of left field. Like, nothing that has occurred between these people has given me the impression that they've, like, hot feelings for each other. We've already talked about this, but her involvement makes no sense at any point. It explains it here that she was stalking him and intentionally getting close to him. But, like, none of this makes... And the guy's fucking kid, as we have just discussed, is in mortal danger. And to, like, ramrod a fucking romance plot into that is insane. This is the writing of a sociopath.
Wait until we get into the endings, because Madison displays some very problematic behaviors in some of these endings
Such
that
as
actually
being
I think
the
she
organ
might be the
killer.
villain.
Now, I figured that David Cage is like sort of trying to do the Seven thing or Bone Collector, like that kind of movie. And a lot of those, I don't think Seven has a sex scene. Maybe it does with Gwyneth Paltrow and Brad Pitt. But
it has a
unless
sex
you count
scene
the-
for sure.
Yeah.
Unless you do you count the scene where the guy's talking about how he had to use the
Yeah.
bladed dildo?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, David Cage has definitely seen that movie.
So have I.
So I walk outside, and I was looking for Madison's hotel room because she said she wanted to go back to her hotel room, and none of the hotel. Like, I checked every door, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's 205. I Googled it, and there's no answers. So then I just walked around. So I was like, well,
You
I guess
I don't
messaged
think you
us,
ever
and you were like,
go
what?
into Madison's hotel room, do
No,
you?
you never do.
No. So
You never
When
see
you
it,
messaged
so, like-
us, we thought that you were looking for Ethan's hotel room, because you'll need to know that pretty shortly.
Yeah, in like 10 seconds. If you go downstairs, I was like, oh, maybe I'll go talk, flirt with the hot guy at the counter.
Oh my god.
He's not hot. He reminds me of Blade from Community, the guy who works at the carnival.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Yeah. Yeah.
He
So
does kind of look like Blade.
I went to go talk to him, and then I saw Blake in the office, and I realized the cops were there, and she saw like
How did she
snipers.
get that far before she sees the 700 cops in the motel?
Well, sometimes she's probably wrapped up in feeling like an idiot. We've all had that where we don't notice something like happening because you're like, oh, I'm feeling so crappy. Why did I say that to her? And then like Godzilla's stomping a building that, a block away.
Yeah,
You're like,
that happened to
oh.
me.
She did get
Yeah.
that great grieving father D.
Well, not in mine. In mine, she did not.
Oh
Yeah, that's why she's upset. In mine, she's running on endorphins. She still has that high.
Is
He's in a sex
grieving
coma.
Father D better or worse than literally dead cold D like in Indigo Prophecy?
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
he
we were
is like a
talking about-
zombie at the end of that game, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a good
Thought we were
question.
talking about
Is
Clerks.
it better? Is it better to sleep with a corpse or somebody's
Oh.
father?
I guess somebody's
seems like a
father.
Tough one.
But
That
it-
seems
a
like
pretty
an
obvious answer.
easy decision to make this.
but I just mean in Indigo Prophecy he was a zombie, and Carla's like, "You're so cold."
Oh, I don't. Stop. No more. Thank you.
Oh.
Pass.
It's a good game. What a great game.
Really feeling good
The
about my decision to
writers
skip that
barely
But
part.
you had like
disguised
internet.
fetish.
You were animated by like internet magic though, so you had like cyber magic to get a cyber boner in Indigo Prophecy. www.boner.com.
I love that ending. It was so bonkers. This ending, not bonkers enough. But we'll get there.
I don't know. When Madison ripped her mask off and she turned out to be Freddy from Freddy Got Fingered, that was a real shocker.
Wow, Matt.
Freddy from Freddy Got Fingered. It's Tom Green.
So what's next? Madison sees
All right,
that there's
so
cops.
we have to escape the hotel. This reminded me of there's a similar scene in Indigo Prophecy where you're like, I think you're either escaping or no, it's near the end where you're dodging all that stuff like Matrix style. This kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, there's a few because you escape the office in Indigo Prophecy, and you also escape it was a lot like the Matrix. And then there's also like the Matrix where you escape your apartment, and that's where you start getting your
Yeah.
cyber
Oh, and
towers.
all that stuff is flying around your apartment, and you have to dodge like every piece of furniture. That's in your living
There have
room.
been 6 other scenes in this game like this. We chased the guy down on the street and through the
yeah.
restaurant. Like they've done this 10 times. You run from the
Yeah,
police.
Would
we're
this
supposed
have
to
been
escape the
better?
police here. You could actually get caught here, and this would be the end of Ethan's involvement in trying to find his son, I believe.
Would this be better if it was Norman Jaden chasing him and you played both sides?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree.
No,
Oh.
because
Oh.
Norman Jaden sucks.
Oh, I
And
like
trying to play
Norman.
both sides sounds terrible.
But Norman Jaden has his Ari glasses on, and instead of chasing Ethan, you're chasing like a
Bunny
giant
rabbit?
Godzilla or teddy bear or
Little
something.
tanks.
Chasing a big bunny rabbit through a beautiful field in a meadow.
Yeah,
And
but
then
I
he
think
steps
that
off a roof and fucking dies. Best ending.
Norman doesn't think that Ethan is the origami killer at this point.
Yeah.
It's just Blake's weird hang up.
Yeah, I mean, he wants to get this wrapped up. He's found somebody to pin it on, and he doesn't give a shit whether it's true or not.
Just like the real police.
Yeah.
So as Madison, I called Ethan, and there was a bunch of swirling numbers, and I was like, well, I know what number it is, because you see his hotel room like 50 times. So I called that, no issues, and that's why.
What are you talking about? We had to tell you what
No,
number the room was.
I was looking for Madison's room because she says, I want to go back to my room.
Yeah, but we had just told you what it was. So we had just told you, and you're like, well, I already knew what it was because I know what's up. We told you.
No, you told me Ethan's number, which I did know. I didn't know Madison's because the game, for some reason, tells you to go to a place that you don't actually need to go to.
You say you knew it, but you can't prove to us
No.
or to yourself that
Yeah.
if we hadn't just told you, you would have remembered.
I can't. You're right. I cannot prove it.
Ergo, quid pro quo, case closed.
So I call Ethan, and I'm like, he's like, yellow, and then I say, the police are right here. You have to escape, and then he escapes over the roof. I love a good rooftop chase. I'm not gonna lie, love a rooftop chase.
It's a pretty brief.
I liked his
rooftop chase, though.
choosing to fall off the building. That was
Yeah. They're like, turn yourself in. And he's like, I bet you didn't see this coming. And does like the dive. That's usually when like a plane or a bird or something would then like rise up into frame
Yeah.
to show
Yeah.
that
In my stream, I was like, I hope he lands right on the back of Madison's
That's what I thought was gonna
motorcycle.
happen.
Yeah.
I feel like he lands in like a dumpster and then stumbles.
No,
off.
he like hits a
pretty
piece of
hurt.
scaffolding and then
Oh,
hits
yeah,
the
yeah.
street.
Yeah, he hits the fucking street hard.
Yeah.
And then he carjacks like a cab.
Which what
Yeah, he
cab
steals a
driver is
cab.
going to see this clearly bleeding, beaten man in the middle, run out into the middle of the road and stop, go around him?
I feel like the cops had more than enough time to like get down there and at least pursue the cab. You know, like get in their vehicles. They weren't all on the roof, were they? There was like a whole SWAT
They
team
all
there.
were. He lured them all up on the roof. Every single one.
I guess they were all on the roof, and then they
That's just bad
all had
policing
to
then, you know? Just bad
gingerly,
tactics.
gingerly lower themselves down, and by the time they did, the cab was gone.
They had to call the fire department to bring a ladder.
They were stuck.
All the cops were stuck on the roof. They didn't know how to get down.
There's no awnings they could bounce off of or anything.
No, they could have made like a monkey ladder and lowered themselves down.
Oh, that would have been great if they made like a human ladder from one rooftop to another,
Yeah.
and then you see Blake running along some uniformed policeman.
When I was trying to figure out what Madison's hotel room was, I looked up the hotel on Fandom. There's a Heavy Rain Fandom, and it says that there's it's a 300 room motel. I'm like, no, it's not. You don't know how numbering for these things work.
That's an insane claim.
I find it weird that they're on the third floor, but all of the rooms are the 200s.
It starts with zeros in
I
France on
thought
first
the
floor.
same thing, Matt. I was like, because you're given like some options of which hotel room you want to call to warn Ethan.
Yeah.
And the first one, I was looking for one that started with 3, and I was like, there's not any on the third floor.
Yeah.
That's where I just came from.
Is the first floor just parking?
I think
Is
the
that one?
first floor
I
is
guess.
like rooms 1 through 20, and then the second floor is rooms 101 through 120, and
Yeah.
the third floor is rooms
Oh.
201 through 220.
It seems counterintuitive and dumb. Anyway, Ethan gets away. Or
I
not.
mean, if you get it right, he can also be arrested here. Then that's it for Ethan.
Wow. Seems like probably what should happen considering you murdered a man.
Or not.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
I didn't kill him.
I didn't kill him either,
did.
but, you know.
Let me tell you, it has a huge effect on the ending, which I'll get to in a bit. So let's move on to the next chapter.
Yeah.
This one, we star as Scott Shelby. We walk into our apartment/office, and oh no, Lauren has been tied up, and there's a man with a gun to our head.
I don't remember her
Yeah.
being tied up.
I don't remember her being tied up
She's-
either.
She's
I
just
just
standing
remember
there.
her
You open the
standing there.
door and see her, and she says, "I'm so sorry, Scott," or something like that.
Oh, I thought she was like being held.
Nope. Well, not that I saw.
Well,
Oh.
she is.
I thought she
but-
was restrained.
No, I don't think so.
your
so,
version could be
Okay.
different. We don't know.
yeah, I guess
This game has layers within layers.
this must be the origami killer because he's been following everyone and killing everyone, like the
Yeah.
typewriter
Then we get
guy
smashed
and-
over the head.
Yeah,
We get pistol whipped, and we wake up, and oh my gosh, we're in a sinking car.
That was definitely not
pretty
my
exciting.
assumption. My assumption was, of course, this is that rich guy enacting revenge. Isn't he
Yeah,
there?
it's got to
He's
be
there.
Kramer.
Yeah, we do see him there. He like
Yeah, he's right. He's in the room.
he watches the car go down too, and he's like, "Well, that's it for Scott.
Pilgrim.
What's his name? Shelby? Scott
Pilgrim.
Shelby."
Scott Shelby.
Then you wake up as Scott, and you are tied to the steering wheel.
Yeah, and Lauren's tied up next to you. How did you guys escape? I think there's a couple different ways you can do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I ended up punching the gauge panel where like the speedometer and the odometer are, and I punched it until I was able to get some loose glass, and then I cut my ropes and then
Yeah.
freed Lauren.
Yeah,
Wow.
I did the same
Save
thing.
Lauren, huh? Did everybody save Lauren?
I sure did.
Yeah.
She betrayed him.
How did she betray him?
She led the.
Are you thinking of Madison?
She let the bad guys into Scott's house.
Oh, that's true.
Well, they probably had guns or something.
Yeah, they probably gunned their way
That's why you don't open the door for strangers, Lauren.
This is a betrayal on levels no one has ever seen, etc.
It is probably the worst thing anyone does in this game.
Yeah, for sure. Well, people had sex on a dirty motel room floor. That's probably the worst thing somebody does in this game.
I mean, also, there are murdered children.
They should call this game Filthy Rain. Nasty Rain.
Oh, nasty rain.
I'm
It's the
surprised
name
how
of,
watertight
the Nasty's
his.
first album.
I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say, that's like your stage name.
Yeah.
Were you all surprised how watertight his like Hudson Hornet or whatever it was he was driving was?
No, because I don't know
Hudson
how
Hornet.
watertight cars are in general.
I don't know. It's like an old '50s car.
I assumed
This thing
that-
probably sank like a stone, too.
I actually
I mean,
assumed
they-
he was underwater already. Like, I just thought,
Yeah.
oh, okay, they're not, like, rendering the water in the car, but he's under, like, he's
He was
submerged.
underwater. I think by the time you wake up, you're underwater. I think you're
No.
right.
No,
No, I don't
no.
think he is,
No.
because the water
really?
rushes in later.
Yeah, the water rushes in.
I thought they water rushed in when the the windshield started to break.
Yeah, but that wasn't until after.
Yeah,
I'm
he was-
confusing because I'm
loose.
confused
no,
because
the
now you're
glass
contradicting
starts to-
yourself.
The glass starts to crack, which lets you know time is running out, but then water starts to come in the bottom
Oh,
through like where your feet are, and
I thought it was
that's
just
what
coming in
tells you
through
that you're-
the windshield.
I think it starts coming through where your feet are first.
Okay.
Does anything happen if you don't save Lauren?
She dies.
Yeah, she dies.
I mean, no shit. I meant anything else.
She's dead?
Well, I think you don't get the scene of. You don't bring her body to the train station to be like, goodbye, Lauren, and then
Yeah.
smooch her dead body, and then drop her on the floor.
Drop her
of
off the platform. Have a nice trip,
train.
Lauren.
Give her a kiss, and then you push her in front of the next train.
And then Lauren doesn't respond to at the ending once the reveal of the origami killer.
Orgam-gam.
Yeah, she's not like slumped over the
Yeah.
gravestone.
Like, oh my goodness. So we all saved Lauren. That's great. And then we get the weirdest chapter in this game. Like, this chapter is so out of left field and bizarre. I thought maybe it was like a hallucination that
Oh,
Scott
really?
was having while he drowned in the car or something.
Is this the twins chapter? Or was that last time?
No, this is
No.
when Scott goes and confronts Kramer at his home, killing his way through about 35 guys in the process.
Yeah, you're right, Vanessa. It does seem like Scott imagining himself as a unstoppable Terminator.
Yeah, first he's in a car. I guess he got another car from
It's
somewhere.
Lauren's
He
car.
Yeah, it's Lauren's car,
Oh,
at
okay.
least if she survives. I don't know what he's driving.
Oh, that's right, because I think
If
he
she's
sort
not
of
alive.
drops her off, and he's like, I'll be back later.
Yeah,
And,
well, I felt like he was not taking good care of her car because he does smash it through the gate,
He
and then
drives
not
it
just through the gate,
gate.
through the living room.
yeah, through
Leaving the
window.
Lauren, just looking at the notes, leaving the Lauren at the train station is a few chapters on. So this does happen before that.
Okay.
And I think when he's leaving when they're
doesn't.
leaving the, well, you can take that up with Jim and the notes because chapter 46 says, "Goodbye, Lauren. Leave Lauren at the train station."
He definitely was driving her car, which
Yes, he is
got
driving her
from-
car because as he's,
Oh, you know what? You're right, Matt. Actually, Matt. I'm
let me
sorry.
finish my sentence.
No.
As, as you're leaving the dock or whatever from getting out of the water, he asks her, "Do you have a car?"
You're right. Sorry, Matt.
So yeah, he smashes his way into the house, and then like faceless goons just start running at him with guns, and
Goons?
he shoots all of
Hired
them.
goons.
They do
I
have
thought-
faces. They have
They have
faces. They seem to have
faces,
all
but
the
they're-
same face. I think they
Yeah.
have face,
Yeah.
maybe.
And they're all dressed
like,
exactly the same.
It's like Mr. Smith in The
Yeah.
Matrix. Lending credence to your theory that this is just a hallucination that he has as he dies.
So he just starts like he shoots his way through the downstairs. He makes his way upstairs. He shoots his way through the upstairs. Everywhere he goes, there's like new guys who run into the room. I don't know. I guess this guy had like 20 security people just
he's
hanging
got
around his
goons.
house. He's got goons. And then finally he kicks down the door to Kramer's office, and he's like, you, Kramer, you put me in that car to drown. And then Kramer's like, oh, I had to. You were bothering my son. He didn't mean to kill that one kid, but I swear he only killed one. He's not the origami killer.
Yeah, Scott is trying desperately to get him to admit that Giovanni? Gordy? Was it Gordy?
Gordy. Yeah, Gordy. Yeah.
Gordy is the killer because he killed the kid, and he admits that he only killed the one kid or whatever. He's like, it was an accident. He was just having fun because he was obsessed with the origami killer. He's just a...
Yeah.
Just drowned him a little. He
Yeah,
was
he
only
just-
going to drown him a bit as a joke.
Yeah. And then Scott's like, okay, I guess I'll leave. And then as he's on his way out, Kramer is like, he was just street trash anyway. No one would miss that kid. That kid was a piece of shit. That kid was probably a garbage orphan. Fuck that kid.
Yep.
And
Oh, what? In the French version, he says something real rough.
oh, what's he say? Say it in French first.
No. I will not actually
Hint at
say.
us. Hint
There
at
is-
us what it is.
He's like, he's just a N-bomb child anyway. Well, in
my
French,
God.
it's like saying black. It's not
Yeah.
like, it's different, but still. It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
He did
Not
not
good.
bring up the race of this child.
Oh, I wonder if they cut that from the, like, one of the localizers, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
no.
You know, they're not going to use the French word, so then their options are use something else entirely or let's
Yeah.
go full-blown in-bob in this game. And I think they made the
Yeah.
right decision.
Yeah.
Master of the craft, David Cage. So, can Scott die during this? I assume this is a death risk
How would
chapter.
that work?
This is a death risk for Lauren, but not for Scott.
Lauren's not in this chapter.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was.
Yeah, we
For-
moved
for
on
the
to Scott shooting
assault.
up everything.
Yeah. Him wrecking
We've
Lauren's
moved on to
car.
the
No,
next
I don't
chapter,
think.
Jim.
I don't think he can. I don't think he can die here.
I mean,
He got
he
shot
definitely
in
gets shot. He gets
screen.
shot at 30 times.
I did
Does
get.
he die? Hold on. Let me check.
I got shot once, and he just kind of shrugged it off. That's why Vanessa's
Yeah, me
theory.
too. I got shot once.
That's why Vanessa's theory seems to hold some water.
Yeah, I
So
did
maybe
not
if you
get
miss, maybe if you miss too many prompts, the bullets just whiz by you anyway. Hang
Yeah,
on,
there is
Jim's-
no death risk in this
Wow.
chapter.
Well, there's death risk for fucking Kramer. Oh!
That's true.
Did anybody give him his heart medicine?
I did.
Of course I did. Yeah, Kramer starts having trouble with his heart, and he's like, oh my gosh, my heart, please, my medicine's in the drawer. And you can either walk away, or you can give it to him.
Jim, what was your decision?
I gave him his medicine.
Wow, you're a bunch of fucking
Kramer
babies.
does it. I mean, if you think about it, well, we'll get to it.
I let that motherfucker die.
I didn't have an issue giving him his
You
medicine.
let him die?
Yeah. Are you people out of your mind?
He did
Legitimately.
dr- He was super racist.
It's the
And did-
racist is not the problem. It's the covering up the murder of the child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
that's
him
true.
trying to kill you. Clearly this
I mean,
man
you
is a
did-
fucking crazy psycho killer and needs to
Technically-
be put down.
If he's responsible for the death of, like, I could say, like, what, at least two kids, right? The kid that his son killed, and then the kid that died in his construction site in the flashback.
I don't know that he's
You
responsible
kind of-
for that.
You kind of killed 4 times the amount of people as you walk into his house.
Nah.
So,
But they weren't kids.
Maybe you're
Put
even.
Scott Shelby
They
and
weren't even
Lauren in
real
the car.
people.
They were goons.
Yeah, they're
Scott
real
Shelby's
people,
not
kinda.
a killer. He's a hero, and heroes
true.
do the hard thing.
That's a
True.
fact.
I did get the 4 heroes achievement for having him live.
I
Nice.
let that motherfucker die.
Wow. Did you stand there and
Whoa.
watch him die, or did you walk away and leave him
Yeah,
to
you can
his
just walk
fate?
out of the room.
Wait, Johnny, how would letting Kramer live
Oh
give
no,
you
sorry.
the 4
I thought you
heroes?
meant.
Let's get that
I
doesn't
meant.
make any sense.
I meant Scott. I got the like. Was it good cop or something? There was some achievement.
Oh
for letting
yeah, I
him live.
did. I did too.
Matt wouldn't know.
Yeah.
He's got
I
all
guess
his
I can't
achievements
really
turned
claim
off.
that Scott isn't a killer because he just killed like 20 men getting up there.
Yeah, exactly. Matt is totally right. I think consistent with the rest of this thing would be to let him die or just kill him. somehow.
Yeah, because if you don't
Yeah.
let him die, then he's probably going to call the cops and be like, Scott Shelby was just here and killed everybody.
I mean, your blood is all over the place because you got shot, or at least you can get shot.
I didn't get shot.
And I bet
one
this
could
guy's
get
got
me.
security cameras. This is a mansion.
Yeah.
I don't think Scott's getting away with this one in the long run, you know?
I think that's right.
He drove Lauren's car into the fucking living room.
And we also know that Gordy isn't, well, he doesn't know, but everyone else knows he's not the killer. Though Gordy does have some connection to the John Shepard's brother, but, you know, it's just a coincidence. It's just a red herring. That's what Kramer says. Oh, Jerry,
Yeah.
it's just a red herring. Mm-hmm. I've been leaving flowers every week since he died, Jerry.
Cares about some innocent death, the deaths of some innocent kids, but not others.
Well,
Yeah.
there's one difference between that kid
Yeah, I guess
and the
now
other
we know.
kid.
Now that Johnny has
I
done
do.
his French
I also-
investigation.
Yeah.
I don't know that I hold the guy responsible for the kids playing in his fucking construction site, and don't.
Well, but I can
do that.
Also,
understand.
like, their dad was kind of squatting there with
Yeah.
his trailers.
Well, I wondered if the dad was like hired as a security guard or something.
That's what
You know,
I
it's like a
assumed.
sh-
that
the
he
worst
was, like,
security
the
guard
on-site
ever.
guy.
Yeah. And that I can understand someone feeling guilty about it. Like, I don't think that's not bad writing. That's understandable. There's lots of bad
That's
writing in this
life.
game, but that's not bad writing.
Smash cut to the nursing home.
Yeah, Madison has discovered, after we found out that John Shepard was the name of the... How did we find out about John Shepard
I
again?
don't know how she found out. I know that.
I don't know how she found out either.
Shelby found out, right?
She finds
Yeah,
out
found out by
from...
going to the graveyard.
Yeah, that was last
yeah,
chunker.
she
How did
found out
Madison
from
find out?
Louis C.K. He told her about John Shepard.
Who?
Louis C.K. at
Why
the
would
bar.
Louis C.K. even know that?
Yeah, that's right. You
Because he
go
was
talk
friends
to
with...
that
He
guy.
worked with John Shepard and was renting him that property.
That's right. So he
What is
says...
his name? Paco Mendez or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paco Mendez.
John Shepard's the dead boy.
Right,
Yes.
but that was
Yeah,
the pseudonym.
But the
that
serial
origami
killer has been putting
That's right.
everything in John Shepard's name.
Yeah.
Weird.
Because that's how
So
Lauren
sh-
and Scott found it out, too.
Yeah. So Madison goes to visit John Shepard's mother. This was a
This
great
scene's
scene.
ending makes no sense, Vanessa. Makes no sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't.
origami, but that one's not my favorite.
That one's not my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Shepard's mother, Anne Shepard, is suffering from some dementia. She doesn't remember things very well. She says that she wants a television for her room. There is very clearly a television in the room, like on the wall, so she's just not all there.
I
didn't notice
I
that.
didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's like up in the corner, and she's like, "They won't bring me a TV," and you don't have the option to be like,
television.
"It's right there. I can see. It's on. Yeah, there is a television." She claims that she only has one son. She will not talk about the surviving son.
So
Not
fucking
until-
annoying.
Madison jogs her memory by stealing some flowers from another old person.
You steal
Well,
them
they're
off
just
of
in
a
the
table in
hallway.
the hallway, yeah.
And you also have to make some origami, and it has to be origami she likes, so it's got to be the dog.
I
It's
love
gotta be her favorite
But
origami.
that's not
Yeah.
my favorite. There's no way of knowing
I
what
made her
favorite is.
every
Yeah.
single origami figure before I finally landed on the dog.
I also had the picture of the two boys that I showed her from the drawer.
I taught
Yeah.
boys how to make origami.
Yeah.
Did you talk to
John,
the
you need to call every dog
super-
Max. Every dog was named
Max, Max, Max,
that
Max,
was dumb.
Max.
Did you talk to the nurse outside who gives you hints on how to spur her memory?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
talked to her once, but I don't remember her giving me any hints.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, just you have to show things she likes, and then she'll get more
Yeah.
talkative. But she's
No,
never
probably
mentioned.
just turn on the
There's
TV
only a
then,
couple
right?
things you can show her.
Yeah, show her the TV. She likes TV. So then finally Madison is like pressing her and she's like, tell me the name of the foster family that adopted your other son. Tell me the name. Tell me his name. And then the woman goes, come closer. Come closer. And whispers the name into Madison's ear.
And Madison looks shocked. Why?
There's no reason
I
Madison
don't know.
should be shocked. It's because this name shouldn't mean anything to her. It's just the name of some guy.
Some guy she's literally, I assume, never met.
I assume that the game is trying to, like, get us to think that she says, oh, my son's name was Ethan, and he was adopted by the Mars family.
Now, when you saw John Shepard's grave, he died in 1967. And
Right.
it's set in 2011, so this 44-year-old Ethan would be looking pretty good for 44, I would say.
Yeah, I don't get the impression that Ethan is 44. He's probably, I don't know, 35?
Yeah, he the character looks mid-30s.
Yeah.
You really start. I wouldn't have noticed the difference 20 years ago, but once you get to your 40s, you start noticing that 30-year-olds look young, and it's weird.
Jim doesn't have that experience yet, but he will. One day
He
you're gonna
will.
look in the mirror, Jim, and your face will have fallen.
I like when you guys were describing, you're like, Ethan seems like he's maybe in his mid-30s. Like a little flame of resentment popped up inside of me because I'm like, I don't like thinking about characters in video games being younger than I am, especially if they're playing like parents solving a mystery.
Well,
Seems
his
like something
kids
a
are
grown-up
younger
should do.
than
I don't
your
like. Well, I
kids.
guess what I'm saying is I don't feel qualified to do that.
So that's that, and then smash cut to Ethan, who is doing another trial, as he loves to do.
This was a really short chapter for me because I turned around, learned what the trial was, then turned around and went right back out. Did not do it.
Wow.
It's a short
why?
chapter. It's a short chapter, but aesthetically, have you all seen the film 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Oh, sure.
What is this room? What is this room that the origami killer is renting that has this luxurious hallway that he's lit all in red, much like the server room with Hal's chips, and then inside is pure white, much like when what's his name, Dave is meets himself as an old man and as a baby at the end.
I can't do that, Dave.
Ooh, when he becomes the Star Child?
Yeah, it's right before he becomes the Star Child. It's exactly those sets. Like, it is completely a Kubrick-y thing. There's a lot of Kubrick stuff to patterns and stuff in David Cage's games, so he's obviously a big Kubrick fan. But yeah, this was the most Kubrick-y set. I love the design. It doesn't make any sense in the game.
It I don't understand. Like he's just ripping it off. You know what I mean? Like he's just ripping off the aesthetic. Like he's not doing anything interesting with it.
And
he's
how
just ripping it off.
And it doesn't make sense in the game. It's not a hallucination. The other thing I was thinking of The Shining is the Mater D is a very shiny Kubrick-y character.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
And it would make this would make sense
episode,
in Norman's AI or VR hallucinations, because that it totally would fit if they made the bar that the Mater D was at. This great job, David Cage. It totally fits and doesn't seem, it's an homage without being completely out of the left field.
I mean,
John, my favorite quote from last episode when you were talking about David Cage and Stanley Kubrick, I think it was David Cage and something else, but you're like, David Cage doesn't have any original ideas. He just rips things off only and just makes it shittier. Or something like that.
Well, maybe, though, this is like a little treat, because it's the last trial, so the origami killer's like, every place I've sent Ethan has been a real, like, shit, like, factory or motel room or some guy's drug den. So I'll give him a little treat. I'll make him a fancy room to drink his fancy poison, because that's the trial where you're given, like, there's a table with a little vial on it, and it says, if you drink this poison, You'll get the last clue, but it will kill you in 60 minutes, but that will be enough time to go save your son. I, of course, down the hatch, bottoms up, drank that down. Yum, yum, yum.
You got to drink that poison, Jim. How can you not drink the poison?
I did not drink the poison, and I was still able to deduce where my son was being
I'm just
held.
saying that, you're sleeping with girls on motel room floors. You're refusing to complete trials. How do you call yourself a father? How do you sleep at night?
Yeah, he's willing to kill someone else, but he's not willing to kill himself to save his child.
And you
This
can
is like a vacation for Ethan. You get to drink exotic substances. You get to bed hot ladies. You get to murder strangers.
Take a break from his depressing life of his kid that hates him and his shitty apartment and his no job.
Blacking out.
nice house that just needs some paint, Matt. Other than the nightmare bathroom.
Yeah, that's right. The nightmare bathroom that's just a toilet.
Yeah.
Just one toilet. Not a sink, not a mirror.
The bathrooms in this game run the gamut from normal to nightmare to weird old factory bathroom.
Yeah. Jaden's bathroom was pretty nice with the walk-in shower.
I'd still say Madison's is my favorite bathroom.
So did everybody manage to get the address, or how did that go for everybody?
Thumbs down, Matt. I forgot you can figure it out based on like if you've been paying attention to Norman Jaden stuff, you will know that he's kind of isolated it to one part of the map. But of course, the father wouldn't know that. But you would know that.
You can pick up that phone and you'll hear a foghorn in the background.
Yeah.
Oh, I picked it up and I couldn't hear anything, but I had my AC on.
It is.
You have to listen for a minute because it's a lot of like blank audio, and then you hear.
Well, but there's also music. There's tense, fucking air quotes, music playing over it, which makes it extra hard to hear.
Yeah,
which is.
I wondered.
Stupid.
You know what? I didn't get why you could listen to the phone, and it's good to know. So I chose the wrong one.
I think it's deducible if you've done 3 of the 4 trials, but
And I did.
otherwise
Yeah.
it's not.
I had 3 choices, and one of them was incorrect, or 2 of them were incorrect, and I chose one of the 2 incorrect ones, Vanessa.
Oh no.
Wow.
And he drives there in the cab, and he's like, It's a restaurant. I failed to save my son." He's just crying on the corner. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with this. I'm not gonna reload. I'm not going to choose the right one. I'm just going to see what happens. And I kept going.
How far away are these places that he can't try a different address? That's what I want to know.
It seems pretty far away.
He
it looked like
says
10
in the
minutes.
car, he's like, I only have time to go to 1. I wonder if the game assumes that you drank the poison, and that's why he thinks that. But it
Yeah,
seems like
I mean,
you
I did drink
tried.
the
No,
poison.
it's so close. It's so close to hitting like 8 or 9 inches or 6 inches or whatever.
yeah.
And once it hits that, he'll drown. So
It's
I think he means like at the rate the rain
millimeters.
is falling, I only have to check 1 before we're drowning.
What is 151
mode.
millimeters? Is like
could still
4
try.
feet, so 48 inches, something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't rain that much. It rains like 8 inches or something, or 6
No,
inches.
it's 100. It was 151 millimeters. Oh wait, you're right. Sorry, my math is off. That would be that is
That whole city would be
0.15.
flooded
Yeah, that's
underwater.
15 centimeters. You're right. Sorry.
Well,
So you guys drank the poison.
I drank the poison, I put in the right thing, and then he just kind of drives off, and then we're...
So what does he say if he
Yeah.
doesn't drink the poison? Is he still like, I only have an hour? I can only go to 1?
He doesn't really say anything. Like, you leave, and the game's like, are you sure you want to leave? And then you go, and then you get the same scene where you're picking an address, and then you just go.
Oh, okay.
Smash cut to Norman Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I love these chapters where it's just Norman Jaden using his computer.
I do. I kind of wish he got to solve other stuff at the same time. Like, it would have been cool if there were
Yeah.
other mysteries you could solve. I want more Norman Jaden mysteries.
Maybe we'll get to
This is
Norman
weird
Jaden
because he's
spin-off
like-
someday.
This is weird that because... Sorry. This is weird because when you see Norman Jaden, he's like furiously sorting through his files and flipping through all of his VR stuff. But when you play as Norman Jaden, he has not done anything since the last time you played as Norman Jayden. So all the stuff from the junkyard, all those clues, like that's the clues from the fight with the origami killer when he killed Louis C.K. Like all that stuff's still fresh, and it doesn't it doesn't really make sense. There's got to be some clue. Well, you got like 10 clues you haven't looked at yet.
You can review the evidence from that scene in Ari, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I know. That's my point.
Hasn't looked at it yet.
At the beginning of that like chapter, it shows Norman furiously flipping through Ari.
Yeah.
Like he's been at it for hours.
Blake does pop in the office too, and he's like, "Hey, you can leave now. We know who the origami killer is. I solved it. It's this Ethan Mars guy. All right, see you later."
Blake
But
is
Norman
the
doesn't buy
stupidest
it.
fucking detective in fictional history, I think. Honestly, he's got nothing. Norman tells him, he's like, you've got no evidence of that. A. B, the guy's fucking kid is missing, so that kind of makes it a weird choice.
Yeah, but I'll just beat the shit out of him, and then he'll say he's the origami killer.
What's he going to
That's how
do
it
when
works.
the origami killer strikes again next year? Oh, it's a copycat.
There's a copycat killer. We got the right guy for sure.
Is that a South Park episode where Cartman becomes psychic and he implicates the wrong killer in like a serial killer spree, and
Yeah.
then when the guy keeps killing, they're like, "Oh, a copycat," and then he kills again. They're like, "Oh my god, another copycat!" And Cartman keeps implicating like restaurant owners because in his visions he's just seeing food because he's hungry.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
It's a good one.
So what does old Norman learn from his Ari?
Well, you can review the footage of you like tussling with the killer in the club, and you see that he's wearing a very garish looking gold watch. You make the connection that's the same watch that they were raising money for the detective at the beginning. of the
That's
game
not
when you
that's
first played as
not
Norman.
what I did.
Oh,
what did you do?
interesting.
I never got that security camera footage. I found his gun, and so it was a police gun, so it had to be. And I found those gas station receipts, so I cross-referenced the gas station receipts versus any active or retired police officers who would have access to a police pistol.
Ah, that makes sense.
Although
that's
pistols
interesting.
have serial numbers on them, so I feel like he should.
Well, he does remark in my game. He says that the last time there was any record of that gun, it had been checked into an evidence locker.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like it must have been a
Right,
cop that
right,
took it
right.
out.
Yeah.
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 So there's multiple routes to that. That's interesting. Yeah, I also
Yeah.
saw the watch in the video footage. I wonder if you don't look at the watch, like in Norman's first chapter, if you
If you miss it,
still have the opportunity to discover
Yeah. I didn't look at the watch.
that. Okay, so maybe that's why you didn't get the watch back.
Yeah, so it sounds like you have to pick one of those two pieces. You have to discover one of those two pieces of evidence, and you have to pinpoint geographically where the cop lives, which you do with the receipts.
Mm-hmm. I think you can miss the receipts too, though, in that fish tank scene if you just
Yeah,
like,
you
leave
cannot
without
pick them
getting
up.
it.
Yeah.
I wonder
Okay.
if you have the video camera and the gun, maybe those will both point to the same cop.
Maybe.
So,
All right, so we we
he's
get
like, okay, there's
we
only
finally
one.
Norman Jayden gets a good lead.
yeah, and he goes off to find the origami killer. Then we're in the
Yeah.
train
Now-
station. Since we all saved Lauren,
We
we
get a
all
nice-
got this scene, I think.
Yeah, I get a nice touching scene between Lauren and Scott where this was gross. I was like, maybe I should turn this off when he's kissing her. Ugh.
I do
it's
like it,
another
or-
where did this relationship come from situation of like what?
Yeah, you
And
had
the
the
way he
option.
kisses her,
Hashtag
she-
David Cage wish fulfillment.
Yeah, when he's kissing
every
her-
woman loves a middle-aged single guy.
When he's kissing her, she is just standing dead still. And it really, to me, read like, oh, because she's a prostitute, so she's used to men, like,
Yeah,
just like assuming that she is interested.
I just
but
gave her a
she's-
friendly hug. There was that stupid argument you have in the car in the last chunker. And after that, I apologize. I think it does give you the option to try and kiss her, but I just like gave her a friendly hug because I was like, "This isn't
So did I.
appropriate."
Well,
So that's the
yeah,
only
I
time.
totally made out with her. I don't think it's
Oh.
because she's a prostitute, because she says in her introduction scene that she doesn't kiss and she doesn't do weird stuff. So, you know, it's just like Pretty Woman when they finally kiss. It's a beautiful romantic train scene. And
But
she's
Pretty
like,
Woman
tell
is
me
a prostitute. I am not following your logic.
It's like, tell me who the origami killer is, and
You're
he's
right.
like, I promise, you know, once I take care of stuff here, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna tell you everything, and it's gonna be great. And she's like, okay, goodbye, I'll go train, choo choo. So she goes off, and that's that.
Wow. Riveting stuff. David Cage, master of the genre.
Did you find this scene romantic, Matt?
No.
I wanted to avert my eyes when they were kissing.
No,
Just
I thought it
because
was creepy.
she's a sex worker, Jim? That's horrible.
No, it's just it's an unsettling image, this man kissing this lady.
Fat
And they don't
men
look
cannot
like
kiss
people.
women. Quote, Jim Banks.
No, they're not people. They're weird looking
Fat
gray
people
character
aren't
models.
people. Quote, Jim Banks.
Yeah.
Neither are women for that matter.
It's just two inhuman blobs going at it.
Just two things.
And what's
so-
the next chapter, Jim? Because I don't know what
Next
this is talking
chapter,
about.
this one is called Hold My Hand, and it's a flashback sequence.
It's just the same thing we saw before.
It's a flashback sequence where you get to hang out with some French kids for a minute.
It's the same kids. One of them stuck in the drain pipe. He's like, please, God, give me help.
La papa!
The other
Yeah,
kid.
your dad is right around the corner, so this should be pretty easy, right?
Yep. The other kid goes running.
This-
He gets out of breath. He's like, whee, whee, whee. Then he runs some more.
Even his heavy breathing is French.
Yep. He runs to Dad, and you're like, Dad, Johnny's in the drain pipe. He's going to die. And the dad, who is drunk, is just like, one less greedy mouth to feed. Good.
This is
I hope he does.
fucking sane.
He's not a
And
good
the kid-
dad. He's a bad dad.
Yeah, the
You
kid's
can be
like-
a bad dad and not allow your child to drown in a drain pipe.
And he's like pulling on his dad, and he's like, please come. He's going to die. And he's like, get out of here. And like backhands the kid. And then
Giving the kid just enough time to run back and tell his brother, "You're gonna die because your dad doesn't fucking care about
yeah.
you."
He comes back and he's like, I really tried, but I couldn't get any help. It's like you tried one thing. You didn't try
Maybe,
going
like,
into the
you-
trailer and calling the cops. You didn't try running to
Yeah.
a nearby
Have you-
business.
Have you tried just using your arms to keep your brother's head above the water? He is screaming for help, so
Yeah.
it's not like he's completely underwater.
And there
There
are a
is
bunch
a
of
piece of
planks
there's
there.
a 2x4
Yeah.
sitting right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they Titanic it.
This kid's just as responsible as the dad in
Yeah.
my mind.
They hold
Well-
each other's hands, and the kid in the drain pipe is like, never forget me.
Bleh. And then he dies.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't he say the name?
No.
He says Scott. He says goodbye, Scotty.
Madison.
He
Goodbye,
says
Madison.
no. He says
Maddie.
Scott. He
Madison.
says au revoir, Scott.
There's
Au
no
revoir, Scotty.
fucking way Scott is the origami killer.
I don't
Yeah,
know, Matt.
he
There's some
is.
flashbacks in a few minutes that will make everything make sense.
It's literally the next chapter.
Yeah. The next chapter.
We cut to a very serious-looking Scott Shelby in his office, methodically burning all of the evidence he's collected so far in the game.
Yeah. And it shows us a little flashback of each of them. He picks up the shoebox, and we see the guy at the store, and he's like, shoebox goes into the little trash can
Yeah.
fire he started. He burns the envelope that Lauren gave him. He burns the cell phone that he
takes the
got
cell phone from the baby lady.
Yeah, which is not how you should recycle electronics.
This scene,
fumes.
this scene is burned in my memory as the thing that just enraged me when I first played this. Like when it cut to this and he's burning all of the stuff you collected and analyzed. I was like, this was actually a betrayal on levels that no one's ever seen. I was like, what the fuck have I been doing for the last 10 hours?
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I am extremely hesitant to give this game even the slightest bit of credit. But the twist that you've been going around collecting all the evidence you left behind under the guise of being a private investigator so that you can tidy up after yourself is actually pretty good.
But why?
Oh, I know the answer to what you're about to say. Go ahead.
When when you use his thinking stuff, he never mentions,
it's terrible.
I've got to clean up all this evidence because I'm the murderer.
No, 100%. There is a kernel of a really good twist here of you could do this in a movie the same way. You have this private investigator going around collecting all this evidence. Oops, he's actually the murderer. He's destroying the evidence. I think that's a really good twist. It doesn't make any fucking sense in the context of this game. Because as you say, you're in the guy's head. You know what he's thinking. And at no point is he thinking, boy, I better cover up my crimes.
Yeah. And especially it doesn't make sense because then he burns the records of who bought typewriters. And we see a flashback of him going into the back room and killing the typewriter guy.
Which could have never happened in the scene because we were playing as Scott the whole time.
No, because it cuts.
There was never a...
No, it cuts. He goes around the corner and it cuts to him over the body or whatever.
Now, here's the thing. What I had thought happened that would have not a good scene. A better scene was that the typewriter guy. This is why I talked about last time. I forgot about this flashback. What I had assumed happened was that the old man realized what Scott was talking about, and that the origami killer was Scott. I assumed that the old man figured that out, and he went to the back to call the cops, and Scott walked in on him calling the cops, and that's why he killed him. That's not what happened. Scott called the cops for some reason?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very weird. Your version makes more sense, Johnny.
Yes. Yeah.
I wonder what Scott's endgame is, though, because he's seemingly trying to implicate Kramer Kramer's son for his murders, right? Gordy Kramer.
No.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do is essentially build a case to frame Gordy.
That's
not what I think he's doing.
That's what I think he's doing.
He is trying to find out who killed the kid that he didn't kill.
Oh, really?
He's trying to catch the copycat killer.
Yeah.
Not to catch him, but to kill him or to find out who's doing it.
But he never kills him.
No, he kills his dad instead, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But potentially he's planning on killing Gordy later. But that is my takeaway. I thought it did actually make the whole crazy scene with Kramer's house a little more interesting because he's screaming, who's your son's the origami killer? And he gets him to admit, no, but we did kill this one kid and covered him up. And at least that's what I thought. My impression was, he wants to know who killed the kid he didn't kill.
That does make sense, Matt. I appreciate it.
It's still
he's a
fucking
great
stupid
detective.
because he doesn't kill him. He doesn't kill Gordy. He kills or doesn't kill his dad.
But he could blame it all on Gordy and get away with it, except that he shot 40 guys.
I thought he was trying to frame the Kramer family, one, in order to take the heat off of himself, and two, as revenge for having such a shoddy construction site where his brother.
He also kills his mother, apparently. I think we sort of get a shot of him.
Yeah.
Because he has the
She did look pretty dead.
Him and his brother, and it looks like maybe she's been smothered or something.
Yeah, she wasn't moving or acknowledging him. So
I wasn't. I thought she maybe had just died.
Just randomly.
I mean, she was dying.
That's what a
coincidence.
Oh yeah, no, this game isn't full of really stupid coincidences at all.
There should have been
this one's a bridge too far.
Scene There should have been a scene where you played as Scott and you went into the nursing home to murder your mom and she was already dead and you're like, all right.
No, press down to smother with pillow.
Probably.
No,
Press
you're like,
X to hold the pillow down.
it would have been better if he's like, oh, let me just help you with this pillow. And in the first version, you're just like patting it down and making sure she's comfy and then leaving.
Yeah.
But in the second version, you're smothering her.
You should have been able to construct like some kind of Rube Goldberg-esque trap in her like old person room where like you dump a little water on the floor so she slips and falls into a table that has wheels on it that sends her across the room, and then her head goes into a TV where she gets electrocuted. You should have been able to set up like a real kind of Saw-esque
She
trap.
does
for your
love
mom.
TV.
It does make the-
irony would be amazing.
Some
It
real
does
Freddy
make the stuff like him
Krueger stuff.
going, all the time he spends with Lauren and him going and saving the suicidal mother. Like, it makes all of that stuff really fucking disturbing.
Yeah,
But again,
it is.
it doesn't make any sense, like, in the context of playing as this guy, because, like you said, you're in his head.
Well, if it didn't have the thoughts button, at least it would have made a bit more sense. But they had
Yeah.
that thoughts button.
I don't know, but you're also, like, piecing together, like, who these people are, it feels like. Like, oh, I'm going to go find out about this other parent that lost a child. But he already knows who they all are. It just comes across like a big wet fart. It's bad. It's bad and stupid. And the best part, obviously, is when Madison takes off her Scott mask and fat suit and reveals that she is the origami killer.
So, Matt,
That would have
you know
been
what the-
great.
the
Or
worst-
if Scott pulled his mask off and it was actually like the little kid from the flashback. This little kid.
I'm a zombie. I didn't die. I died, but I came back to life, and I'm here to get my revenge on the parents of the world.
so
I'm on.
he's 44. The game does later say he's 48, but the math is wrong. He's 44. He was born in 67. But he's around our ages. I feel like I've aged better than Scott Shelby, and also, I guess because the game is French, they assume
Not me.
everyone retires at 45.
Well, he didn't retire. He had a career shift to become a private detective.
But he's
And
not a
I
private
think-
detective, because we learn later that he was masquerading as a private detective.
I think he is
Well,
a
I think
private
he
detective.
is a private detective, but he was never hired.
He wasn't
Okay,
hired
you're
by
right.
the
But
family.
pretending to be hired by parents of the.
He had the ID, right? He had that private detective
Yeah.
ID thing.
And also Blake
Did
knows
he?
him and seems
I
to
can't
know
have
he's a
that.
private
I don't know what you're
right.
talking about.
I don't know if he did. I
don't think that's a real thing.
I think you have to have like a license to be a private
You
detective.
do have to have a license to
do.
be a PI.
But I don't remember if he ever shows it to anyone.
Maybe in Canada. It's the Wild West out here in America.
Untrue.
Uh,
I kind of liked this, I think. I'm trying to remember how I felt when I first played
I
this
hated it.
game.
I'm with Jim.
I think the first time I played this game, I thought Balloon Clown was the origami killer. Like, I was convinced of it. And that he'd somehow
Also,
told
this-
the little boy to, like, go across the street or something.
I realized
This
it was
also
Scott.
makes the whole like this makes everything that because one thing that the game never addresses, spoilers, is Ethan's blackouts.
Yeah.
Why the fuck was he having blackouts, and why was it never mentioned again?
Well,
Because he
I
got
was
hit
gonna
by
talk-
the car. He was in a coma for 6 months.
And the
I was
why
trauma
did he
of
wake up with
losing his
origami
child.
figures in his pockets?
That is a great
yeah.
question. Because the origami killer's been stalking him and putting things
I
in
have-
his pockets.
I
Yeah.
have
Standing
the
in the
answer,
middle of the road
Jim.
with a blank expression on his face.
There is an answer, and I just
Okay.
I was going to bring it up at the end, but we can talk about it now. The reason
yeah.
he has the blackouts and has the origami in his pocket was there was a side, what do you call that, like a subplot where he's psychic and is channeling the origami killer. That is
Oh God.
that is
would
why
be
he was
worse.
doing
That's
it.
that's
Is that
a
like
cut.
cut content?
They
Yeah.
never finished. I remember reading about that was in the original script. He was psychic, and that's why.
So
That's-
good cut there, David Cage.
Crazy.
Oh man, what if it's like a Dead Zone
Yeah,
ripoff where like Ethan wakes up and he can
100% is a dead
touch-
zone, Jim.
Oh,
He was
that's
in a-
I kind of want to play that game.
Well, you ever play Murdered Soul Suspect? We should play that sometime.
We should play that. I haven't played that in a long time. I like that game. All right. So, big reveal. Scott's the origami killer. We cut to Madison, who
Vanessa's
is following
favorite
up
twist
her
in the
own
game.
leads.
Vanessa.
We see
I
Defend
suspected
yourself.
Scott right around when Lauren was having good ideas and he kept shooting them down. I was like, why is
Yeah, me
Scott
too.
shooting him these ideas down?
And he also
It's weird, because I
complains
just
the
assumed it's
whole
'cause he's a
time you're at
man.
the cemetery. He's like, it's raining. I don't know where this grave is. Lauren's walking around everywhere. Blah, blah, blah.
But he's shocked when he sees Kramer walk up to the grave. Like that, he is shocked to see that. So does he not even know that Kramer owned the construction site?
I think
he knows Kramer owned the construction site, but I don't think he knows that Kramer feels guilty enough to be able to tend to
Yeah.
that grave all the time.
I think that's the case.
But he must have noticed because he wasn't leaving those orchids, but he was leaving the origami pieces.
Yeah.
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
point.
You know what?
Doesn't make any sense.
Just
Let's not try to make sense out of this piece of trash game.
So
yeah,
Vanessa,
let's have David Cage on the show to explain himself.
No,
when
thank you.
That's
when
a great
did you
idea.
start suspecting Scott, and how did you feel about this reveal?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't remember because I've played this game before. But I guess I feel happy. I'm happy he's the origami killer because I do think, like Matt said, it's an interesting concept. Execution-wise, I do have some questions. I think that not showing him kill the typewriter guy or the way that was set up was really pretty cheap. Like, typewriter guy should have been dead when you got
Yeah.
there or something. Which would make more sense.
Or
No,
they should
how-
have, like,
He
They
hits
get
him with
there,
he hits the guy with a fucking typewriter, and Lauren's in the next room. She didn't hear that.
She had
Nope.
that loud music box was drowning out.
He had that. He had a silenced typewriter, so that's how he got away with that.
Oh.
he coughs the same time he hits him. He goes, "Ugh!" and then he hits him with a typewriter. I think it would have been a better scene if, like, as you were playing it, you like went into the back and you saw like one of the same like illusion guys who menaces Madison in the beginning. You see him murdering because he's just like a figment of his imagination or whatever. And then you stop that.
Why did he dress like Truman Capote when he was like at the club?
I think he's dressed like the Shadow
Oh,
from
yeah,
those
yeah,
old
yeah.
like radio serials. Yeah,
He's just kind of a dramatic guy, you know? I think he just kind of he loves the drama. He lives for it. He's like, I'm going to dress up in my special little outfit. I'm going to put origami everywhere. I'm going to kill
I
all
will
the
say,
children. You know,
they-
he's just-
They made him Scott's size when you were fighting him.
Yeah,
and I think
yes,
at
they
least
did.
they didn't. Like, it's not like Scream where it's like, what's that really Jackie from Roseanne in that costume during this scene? It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. In Scream, do they have the actors who are supposed to be doing it playing the killer in those scenes or not, Jim?
sorry, ask that again.
In
What are you
in
talking
Scream, whenever they encounter the Scream killer, is it just a random extra playing the killer or stunt guy, or is it sometimes the actor who's supposed to be in the Scream costume?
I think it's a lot of time it's the actor that's
Oh.
actually revealed to be the killer because they want to
Okay.
get the. I think it's, but I mean, as long as it's not like stunt work.
Yeah. Interesting. Because
That's
in the
my-
first
that's
movie, you
my
can
impression
totally,
anyway.
it totally could be when they're like throwing the beer bottles, when the girl's throwing the beer bottles at him. I was like, yeah, that
Yeah.
could totally be, what's his face? Not Skeet Ulrich. One of the two.
Yeah, the guy that plays Stu Mocker. I remember his character's name, but not the actor's name. So next scene, we play as Madison, and we get to lockpick our way into what we think is a killer's apartment. And oh my gosh, it's Scott Shelby's place. Holy cow! We can
Whoa.
rummage through his desk.
I
we
thought
find
the
his police
typewriter
badge.
was going to be a clue, but he has a second
Me
typewriter.
too. You can check his closet and you find a little secret room. This is where it got a little silly. Like, he has a whole secret room where he's cultivating dozens of orchids.
It's his evidence dungeon.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it is an evidence dungeon. It's all in there. You see a TV with a live feed of Shaun drowning in the warehouse. It's all here. But then, oh my gosh, who shows up? It's the origami killer.
No, not the origami killer himself.
Did you guess the password
Mr.
for the
Origami.
computer?
I did.
Yeah, I guessed it. It's Max.
It is
the name
Max.
of the dog.
Max.
That's a bad password. That's a very bad password. It's 3 letters.
Yeah, terrible
It's
password.
3 letters.
I can't remember what I picked. I picked the Max was my third attempt. I think the first one was John. The second one was origami, and then the third one was Max.
Yeah, Max doesn't appear until the third try, I believe.
Yeah, it doesn't show up in the first or second set. Yeah. And then we get Scott locks us in his evidence dungeon and then sets the building on fire. And also sets a full tank of propane in the middle of his office to cause an explosion.
Yeah. How is
Everyone
he
in this
planning
game
on
has
explaining
full
this?
tanks of propane. It's just a normal.
I never thought about that, Matt. Like, he's obviously committing arson.
Yeah, I left the tank of propane on my desk. What?
Be like, Mr. Shelby, why was there a woman's skeleton in your...
In your hidden back room.
Yeah.
But fortunately, she wakes up, I guess, and where is she when she, she doesn't wake up. She's just locked in that room. And
Yeah, you have
If he
to
gets
find
the
your way
password,
out.
you walk out. He's standing there with the gun, and he pushes you back in and locks the door.
And then you can test the wall to see the one that sounds more hollow or different. I just chose the one that sounded different.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
it's probably that one.
You have to grab the radio thing from the desk and then use that on the wall to break through it.
This is what you should do
And
if
you-
you're trapped in a room and it's on fire. You look for structural weaknesses in the drywall.
Yeah. It's good.
She's violating a lot of fire best practices here. When you get out of the room, the first thing she does, because you can go into the kitchen, which is what you're ultimately supposed to do, is go into the kitchen. But she just grabs the doorknob.
Yeah,
You're
she
supposed to
doesn't
just
put her
grab
hand
a
on the
doorknob.
door to feel if it's hot.
Well,
She's
you can
not
get in the
wetting a
shower
towel.
because you break through the wall into the bathroom. So you can open the window and stick your head out and say, "If I jump from here, I will die."
If only I
and you
could ask for help or something, or try to crawl out anyways because I'm going to die anyways.
Yeah.
There
She
is
doesn't
a
know
can
about
jump.
the propane tank, so she doesn't know the whole thing's about to explode.
Yeah.
You do get the option to jump. You can jump out the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does she die?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I mean,
that's
it's-
anticlimactic.
I think
Several
you can
stories
go
up
out
How
the
did-
kitchen
concrete.
window, okay, but you can't.
What'd you guys end up doing?
You can wet
Same as
yourself in
you.
the shower before you go out the door.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Oh, I didn't wet myself.
You can
With-
catch
with
fire
water
and
from the
stop, drop,
shower?
and roll a couple of times. Then she sees the propane tank. You can't get to the door. You have to push some stuff over to make a path. And then you get to the kitchen. She can climb under the table and just cower, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
The door's stuck. She can't get out. I guess he's locked in.
Yeah,
There's no
it's-
indoor.
Yeah.
Well, I thought
It's
it
a
was
key on
blocked
both
off by
sides.
burning stuff.
I got to it. I definitely tried kicking it a few times. I was
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, me too. I tried to force it open. It didn't
Yeah.
work.
I didn't think
It's a
I'd get to
tense
it.
scene because you could sort of see the propane tank in its own little window, and it's
They don't normally have a pressure gauge, but I guess he just wanted her to know, this thing's.
You
gonna
want her to be able to
explode.
tell, yeah.
I mean, he doesn't think she's getting out of the room, but sure.
Once you get to the kitchen, you can go under the table, which is a poor idea because under table doesn't actually protect you from explosion. You can go out the kitchen window, from what I understand, but I didn't do that.
When she sticks her head out the kitchen window, she does say the same thing. If I jump from here, I'll die.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
Or you can Indiana Jones
Indiana
it.
Jones did exactly what I was thinking as
Yeah.
well.
The guide says you can go out the kitchen window, which will allow you access to the fire escape stairs and the exit.
I didn't do that.
Oh, wow.
I Indiana Jonesed it.
How
Yeah,
do you
I
not
also
see
Indiana
the fucking
Jones did.
fire escape when you stick your head out that window then?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense.
Aren't those old fridges impossible to open from the inside, though? Didn't that a lot of kids die in them?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of children who have suffocated in those fridges from being trapped inside of them.
Yeah, but that's because they're not strong
That'd be
enough
funny
to
if,
kick the door
if
open.
Madison suffocated and died.
Not that
We've
you
all
fucking
seen that
see her, by
episode.
the way. Not that you see her escape. The
No.
thing explodes and then she's on the street.
I
Yeah.
assume
I
that
like
the
to think that the
refrigerator
fridge-
flew out,
Yep.
in the explosion, landed on the street. Someone walked over to it and was like, "Oh, a refrigerator! I'll
I'm
open this
hungry."
up door up." Yeah,
It
I'll
should
have
have,
myself
like-
a fire snack.
It should have launched out and landed in the warehouse where Shaun is. Like she just came in like a missile and landed on the origami killer.
There's
Stepped out and fixed her hat. Good to go.
a terrifying episode of Punky Brewster where not her, but one of her friends went in one of those and almost died. But I think Punky had to save her, or like a friend saved her.
Dang.
wow.
Yeah.
Yep, we all don't remember that. So
You don't remember the special episode of
finale
Punky
died.
Brewster with the spider that kills everyone at the end or something? That
What?
one gave me nightmares.
it gives Madison the option to call Jaden or to call Ethan. But if you've already figured out where they need to go, like, I don't know. I don't know what this does. Does this, if you didn't figure it out with one of them, you can inform them?
Yeah, that's not. Well, okay. Do you think that's good or bad? Because basically,
I don't
like
know.
I
I don't know what
failed. I failed with Ethan, so I called Ethan, and therefore he went to the right place.
Yeah.
I think
it's given-
Oh, so I guess there was time after all, and Ethan's
Yeah.
just a stupid piece of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's good
it-
because that's what a person would do, like a real human. Person.
Yeah, it seems more realistic.
I
yeah.
guess you have to. It does give you a chance to like screw. If you screwed up either Norman or Ethan's plot line,
Yeah.
you still get a chance to solve it as long as Madison's alive. If she's dead, you don't get this second chance.
That makes
What
sense.
happens if they're all dead? I mean, the game just ends?
I guess
Then you get the good ending for Scott.
that is a good question. I guess we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, Jim and I watched all the endings.
I'm so frustrated by Scott's whole fucking motive for doing this that I don't even know if I can handle talking about it. It's so fucking bad.
Well, let's get to it because now all of our heroes are off to. I think Jaden has discovered that Scott Shelby owns some property
Yeah,
down
he's-
by the river, so he goes there.
Only one
Ethan-
cop lives in his little geolocation. He doesn't say who
Yeah.
it is, but in that scene, that cop owns a piece of property down by the river.
I
It's a
did
man, I think.
accidentally press Jaden instead of Ethan, and I called Jaden, and he's like, "Yeah, I already know that. I'm on my way." But I did reset because I was like, "Oh, that was just a button press wrong."
I
So
tried
did
to call Ethan, even though he was already on his way, and he did not answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't have time for you, lady. He's trying to save his son.
He had time for me when I was on the motel room floor, and now he doesn't have time for me. It's so typical.
Picture this: you were both buck naked, banging on the motel floor.
It was
Could
me.
I forget my son was drowning in a factory?
All the time he was drowning there, and it was from Scott Shelby.
Wow, we should be Weird Al.
We should be Weird Al. We should all be Weird Al together. Let's all combine our flesh and become Weird Al. So, smash cut.
You guys
to
are
the-
pretty weird.
Oh!
I'll give you a piece of my mind.
If we combine our flesh, do we get Jim's hair? Or do we have
Yeah.
to be bald because two of us
Would
are
we
bald?
be
Two of us are
would we
bald,
be
so
the
wouldn't
combined weight of all four of us? Would we be taller?
I think we'd be averaged. we would get the average of the four of us's hair, which probably would sort of land on Jim's hair. Because
I think it would be. You've got the most hair.
I've got
Yeah.
the most hair. Jim
I think
has
it would
the
be a
mediumest
Slither
hair.
situation, not like a mix of all, not like a blend situation. Jim, do you think it'd be a Slither or a blend?
I think it would be a blend. I think it would be the either the best of all of our attributes if we're lucky, or the averaging of all of our attributes together if we're unlucky.
Yeah, I think it. I agree with Vanessa. I like to think it would be the best parts of all of us.
So you don't see like remember in Slither when the people start getting
like melding together.
yeah melding together into a
Yeah.
monster.
Or like in Society when they do the shunting.
Oh,
Ew,
I haven't seen
something.
Society.
Oh, you've never seen?
I think it would be more like Tusk, you know?
Ew.
All right, let's
We
talk
don't
about
talk
this
about
fucking
Kevin
chapter.
Smith movies on this show.
I already brought
That's
up
trash.
Clerks once.
Yeah, we say Snoochie Booches a lot on this show.
You
Especially
guys
just you
say
and I.
Snoochie Booch.
I've never said that in my life. I do
I
not
had a
know
Kevin
what it
Smith
Vanessa
is.
says
face.
Snoochie Booches all the time when she's home about to spliff up a J.
I owned those checkered slip-on Vans that he had, and I wore them
Well,
once,
everyone
and
did.
somebody burned me so hard that I never wore them again.
What'd they say?
I don't remember. Chapter 50.
Chapter 50.
Wow.
50. This is the finale chapter.
Good.
So we start out as Ethan, where we make it to the warehouse where Shaun is being held, and we see him struggling under this grate, and Scott Shelby shows up, and he said, "I've waited all this time to find a dad who's willing to go to any length to save his son.
Great.
And I've been waiting for you, Ethan. All you have to do is lift that grate
That I've locked.
Now,
that I've
With a
locked
padlock.
with a giant padlock."
But
I'm not
it's
gonna
even,
give you a key
does-
for.
even better than that, Jim, because he says, I kept trying to find a dad who could save his son, and then I remembered you. And then we get a flashback to the mall where Ethan dives
Yeah.
in front of the car to try to save Jason, and it pans up to the crowd scene, and Scott Shelby's just standing there looking at him like, oh.
It's, you know what?
He's dressed like a Sears menswear mannequin. He's wearing like Levi's jeans and like a button-down shirt.
my cop job and turned to serial killing. Oh wait, no, doesn't Ethan hear or read about the origami killer in that prologue chapter as well? Isn't that
Yeah, he was
going on?
already out there
So.
origami killing.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I wish happened was you see Scott there in his polo and jeans, but then it should like pan over and the clown takes off his makeup and it's Norman, and then like in the comic book store playing "Hang It Up" is Madison.
Madison's hanging out in there.
What if Madison wrote the obituary for Jason?
Ooh,
Ooh.
yeah.
So, yeah, he's
I've
like,
got a question.
You're my dream dad, so that's why I kidnapped Shaun.
Then why does he shoot? Why does he pull out a gun?
Because he can't actually let him save his son, because his whole deal is origami killing. What's he gonna have if he has to give that up?
Also, he probably just doesn't want to go to prison. He's like, I've been testing, but actually,
Yeah. I mean, maybe after this he wasn't gonna do any more origami killing because he'd be like, I finally found him. But I think
What if
serial
they would be great if there was like a DLC, like if you never like if it never tells you that Scott's the origami killer, you can play a DLC where you play as Scott Shelby trying to solve the mystery of who killed Shaun if you don't save him at the end. Like he shows up at Ethan's house.
How about an ending where Scott Shelby then, like, for the rest of his life acts like your other kid, so you're in the new apartment and Scott's there dressed in little boy clothes, being like, Daddy,
You get
I
you
love
get a
this
scene
place.
that's a recreation of the mall scene, but instead of Shaun, you're holding Scott Shelby's hand.
Yes.
And a balloon.
I found the
It
perfect
makes sense
father.
because all Scott Shelby wants is a good daddy for himself.
Exactly.
And so he's killing kids? Like,
Yeah.
how does this...
He
this
and
does
Shaun get
not
bunk
work for me.
beds?
If he was killing dads, I would get it. That
He
would
does
make
kill a
more
lot of
sense.
dads. He kills
He does,
as many
but
dads
it doesn't make
as
fucking sense
as
he's
kids.
killing kids. It just does not, in my mind, compute. I get that trauma affects people in different ways, but my brother died because my dad was a piece of shit. I'll kill a bunch of kids. I don't know, man.
And their
it
dads.
just does not fucking work for me at
Maybe
all.
he looks at the kid. Maybe
Also, he
looks at,
doesn't
like, a
kill
kid
all the
like Shaun.
dads. He doesn't, because we meet one of the surviving dads.
He didn't kill at
yeah,
least
that's
one
true.
dad.
He did kill.
We
like,
don't know
one
how
dad.
many dads he killed.
Yeah, at least 2.
And also,
You know
he
that
doesn't
Yeah.
directly kill them like he does. He just puts them in positions where
Oh,
they
he
die.
pretty much kills
Yeah,
them.
Well, I
like
mean, I
one
think the law
saw.
would agree with you, but
Yeah.
Maybe he looks at a kid like Shaun as like this is a future dad. I'm solving a future problem.
No, I think he's
I
trying
think-
to recreate the circumstances that led to his brother's death in hopes of a different outcome.
But then he
You know,
shoots him
they
anyways.
say that people with trauma will often try to recreate the traumatic events that traumatize.
it would make a
Yeah,
lot more
it's like
sense
they
to
say
me
you
if he
always
was
marry your worst parent.
kidnapping.
Oh.
If he was kidnapping kids but not killing them and was killing the dads. Anyway, Ethan gets to the warehouse.
Yep, and we have to. So we're trying to find a way to lift this grate up off of Shaun to get him out, and we see the origami killer about to shoot us, and then oh my gosh, out of nowhere, Norman Jayden with the tackle.
All right.
Yeah.
If he's alive, I guess.
Yeah, or if he
Yeah,
gets
if Mad
there.
Jack didn't kill him.
Yeah. I don't know what happens if he's not there. Maybe Ethan has a chance to fight the origami killer himself.
I think Ethan can fight the origami killer, or if Ethan's dead and Madison is still alive in there, she fights the origami killer.
Ooh. I want to see that.
But in my playthrough, I got an even stupider scene, which is Madison riding her motorcycle around the parking lot, trying to elude the cops. This
Yeah.
is so dumb.
Now, in my
Oh,
first
incredibly
playthrough,
stupid. At no point
I
does she
got-
say Scott Shelby is the origami killer.
she doesn't.
Yeah, she should just yell that.
She's like, no, I have proof of who the origami killer really is, and I'm not going to tell you for some reason. But she is
Yeah.
going to do a QTE bike ride, and I fucked this up the first time, Jim. If you get one input wrong, she crashes and is out of... she doesn't die, but she's unable to help.
I don't even remember what she does to help.
Well, I
She
guess
just
if
runs
Norman's
in
not there...
to like hang out with Ethan.
If Norman's not there, she saves
Great.
Ethan from being shot by a sniper. Well, I don't know. Yeah, she stops. She tells Ethan about the snipers. I think he can get shot by a sniper, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
You two have seen all the endings, so you know.
I didn't see an ending where anybody got shot by a sniper.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
me neither. But I do think that Johnny's right. I think that she keeps him from like just running out there being like, "It's me, Ethan Mars, not the origami killer. Here I come." So Jayden chases Scott Shelby up a thing.
Like
This-
a conveyor that's moving.
This is
junk.
like a conveyor belt 4 stories in the air.
Yeah, it's a
That
crushy,
Doesn't have
smashy machine.
guardrails on the side of it.
It's like a scrapyard thing.
Yeah, it's active, despite this being like a active police scene. You would think that they would turn off the trash compactors and
All of the dangerous
all
machinery.
the dangerous machinery, but they don't. And so Jayden fights Scott Shelby on the conveyor belt. It's another quick time thing.
So
Yeah, it's not good.
yeah, you get one quick time fight with Scott, and then it cuts to Ethan saving Shaun. You can find a big piece of rebar that you can use to pry the padlock off and pull Shaun out. And you have to give him CPR, which, like, I was calling this out on stream. You only give him CPR for 30 seconds.
Ethan
20
is like a
20 seconds
world-class
maybe?
Yeah.
giver-upper. He checks one spot and
You're-
he's like,
yeah.
he's not here, I guess I give up. He does one round
If
of
you've
CPR.
ever taken first aid, you're taught to try CPR until the paramedics arrive.
Yeah.
Until the paramedics arrive. Until the
No,
paramedics
I
arrive.
didn't know that. I know that he does it wrong, but I think that's more modern. The
Yeah.
focus more on the palpitations and less on the breathing. It also really fucking drags this out, where Shaun, you think he's dead, and it slowly like pans out. I found it pretty fucking obnoxious, to be honest with you. Like it
I think
goes
80
forever.
I feel like maybe there's like a law in like screenwriting where if a character is having CPR performed on them, they're only allowed to come back after the person is stopped, like after the person is given up on resuscitating them. They're not allowed to actually be revived. They have to wait until they've stopped.
It's dumb.
Then they're allowed to come back.
No, and this, I mean, either way, this I felt like is egregious how long it fucking drags it out before he coughs the water up and is fine.
Yay, Shaun's
And then
great.
Ethan
Shaun's
leaves
alive.
him laying there in a
He
brain
does. He
puddle,
leaves him right there.
covered in being rained on. Just leaves him so that he can get up and fucking make out with Madison.
Pretty much.
Father of the year.
Sorry,
Oh, you get that
Shaun, I
touching
blacked
scene.
out again.
Where he's looking at his watch that's counting down the 60 minutes, and he quickly tells Shaun, like, I love you, I'm proud of you, and, never forget that. And then the alarm beeps, and he's fine. Surprise! Twist! The poison wasn't real.
No, I didn't drink it anyway.
Oh yeah,
you-
I did, and then his watch goes off, and he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm okay." It was just a prank. It was Scott Shelby playing a little prank on Ethan.
But the idea that he's got a poison that will kill you in exactly 60 minutes, by the way, like, I don't think that's how poison works. I think it's a
No,
pretty
it's
complex thing based on
And
your body.
it's like a process too. You're gonna start getting
Yeah.
sicker
Yeah.
and sicker.
Well, and how
until
fucked
you
up
die.
he is after the car crash and the electrocution and the cutting off the finger, I would think that it would probably work on him faster.
yeah,
What if like Ethan just started getting like really bad diarrhea through the course of this like scene? He's like, oh no, the poison's kicking in.
Just shitting himself in the car on the way over. Gets out of the
But,
car and it's just dripping off his back.
yeah. I think it was just kind of a test of willpower. Which, if that is good enough for Scott Shelby, why did he make him actually cut off his finger and actually
Yeah.
kill someone?
Kill a man.
Like,
Yeah.
he could have set up like a fake like kill button, like in Until Dawn. Be like, press this button to kill drug dealer and get your clue about your son.
This story is more interested in its own like twists and turns and bullshit than it is in telling like a story that's good and makes sense.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Anyway,
Back on the
we cut
conveyor
back
belt.
to back on the
Yeah.
conveyor belt. Which, by the way, hang on. Back on the conveyor belt, which is above all of the cops. All the cops
Yeah.
in the city are below you. And at no point does Jaden go, hey, I'm up here with the origami killer.
Yeah.
Back up, please. Back
Yeah.
up.
And apparently there are snipers up on the roof and they don't notice.
No, they don't know anything.
Yeah.
At their eye level, this is going on. So,
I thought it would have been funny if during the course of this fight, like, you see it from Scott's perspective and it's like it's rainy and he's throwing junk, but you see it from Norman's perspective and he's wearing Ari and he's
Yeah.
like on a playground or like on a mountain or something.
you get to the end of the conveyor belt. Scott Shelby falls off and he's hanging on by his little fingers and he's like, oh my God, help me, Norman Jaden. I, of course, helped him up because I am a hero.
Wow.
I was too fucked up to have that choice. I failed a couple of prompts, so
He does
Norman
hit
was
you in the head with or try to hit you in the head with a sledgehammer at one point, which I was like, well, so long, Norman Jaden.
I still managed to defeat him, but I couldn't save him. There was no chance of that.
Yeah.
I was given the option to try and save him, but I did not.
Oh.
It doesn't matter if you save him or not, though, because he does get up, try to push you in, and then you knock him in anyway.
Yep.
I was worried that like I was gonna like take his hand to try to pull him up, and he was gonna pull me into the machinery. So I was like, I know, like a little.
That's what
last-minute
Dark
death
Pictures would have done.
ploy.
Like
Yeah.
if this was a Dark Pictures.
That is a
game.
Dark Pictures move for
But
sure.
Norman Jaden's not a dad, so he doesn't want to kill Norman Jaden. He
Yeah.
just wants to get away.
My favorite part of this fight is when Scott Shelby has the sledgehammer and Norman Jaden has, I think, a car door, and he's using it as like a shield.
I think it's a
against
TV.
the
Was it a
sledgehammer.
TV?
It's a TV, yeah.
Oh, is it
Oh,
TV?
it is a TV. And then he chucks it at him and it hits him in the head.
Yeah.
But again, all very silly with 100 police officers directly below you. Nobody looks up, nobody sees him, doesn't call out, nothing. Just, I'm going to fight this guy on this fucking conveyor belt. It's a conveyor
It's not
belt,
a
bud.
QTE.
He's going one way.
Yeah.
But Norman does barely, like in mine at least, he was pretty hurt, so he had to like slowly scramble off to the side.
Well, Scott Shelby gets mulched. Madison
Has the Indiana Jones, like you see the blades turn red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madison convinces Ethan that they should all go outside together so he won't get shot. So they get Shaun. I think Ethan carries him. They all go
They say
out.
hands up, but they don't put their hands up.
No, they just stand there and they're like,
Ethan
"Yay!"
is holding Shaun, which is probably smart. He's like using his child as a human shield.
I mean, yeah.
Also,
What else you gonna
why
do?
did the cops not rush in after her the first time she went through the doors? I don't understand what they're doing.
It's a hostage
I like
situation.
their like wait and see approach to this
Yeah.
dangerous serial killer and this kid in
And
there.
they don't know
the
it's-
We're
second
just gonna
time.
we'll just wait and see how this
Yeah.
shakes out, guys.
They have
This
no
is the
reason to
second
believe this is a
time
hostage
she's rushed
situation.
in. Past their barricade.
I swear that
Just-
Ethan can get shot if she doesn't go in. I feel like that's the ending I got, but maybe it's not.
Oh.
Like the first time, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about endings here.
Oh boy.
Ending time.
Well, what's
I
our
guess
ending?
I think we all got a different variation of what I would consider the good ending.
What's the good ending?
Shaun, everybody lives.
Okay.
And
Including Scott Shelby.
No, not including Scott
excluding
Shelby.
Scott Shelby, yeah. Scott Shelby dies, but all of the other characters live. Shaun is a good, well-adjusted kid. Ethan and Madison decide to become a couple. You see them moving into an apartment with Shaun.
Yeah, and this is where Madison has her little speech of, "Oh, this is so great. We'll just forget what happened in the
Yeah.
past and start a new
Yeah, we'll
life
just
together."
forget.
Shaun is definitely growing up to be a serial killer, right?
Yeah, Shaun's running around. He's like, "I found my dream." Norman Jaden is on a talk show. They're like, he's the hottest FBI agent in Hotsville.
You mean Let's Talk Tonight? The
Let's
best,
talk tonight. Yeah.
hottest talk show in the world?
And he's written a book, and then we see him after that in the bathroom in my ending, and he is having the shakes, but he flushes his drug down the toilet, vial and all. He just
Yep.
doesn't pour it out. He just puts the whole glass vial in the toilet.
And then
Puts the
goes
whole
on
vial in the
TV, I
toilet,
guess. Have it going through withdrawals. Cool,
Yeah.
smart, good idea. You know
And then
how Late Night Tonight or whatever, the Late Show often has FBI agents on. Mm-hmm. You know how normal that is.
Well, he's an author now. Then it cuts to him in his office, and he's playing with Ari. He takes the glasses off and then looks down at his desk, and he sees little tanks rolling across the desk, and they spell out "Tanks for saving Shaun," and give him a little
No, they
seven
don't.
gun salute. No, they.
I was wondering, like, is this a bad ending for him?
Yeah.
Because, like, is this... But I was like, part of me, like, when I first saw this, I was like, oh, I didn't get what was going on. I was like, is this like a tie-in to the Indigo Prophecy? Is this like the Internet Clan or whatever? Like,
No, I think
attacking
he's just
Norman,
he's
but I think he's
used
just having a
too
trip.
much Ari.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think you might be right. I don't like that. I think that, and John mentioned this last week. I think that the idea that maybe he's having like he's addicted to this virtual thing and it's whatever. Like, I think that's an interesting idea that the game chooses to not really explore and instead have him be addicted to drugs, and then also have this just be like a little wink at the end. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. It's dumb, and it's almost like the Scott Shelby thing. Like, there's almost a good idea there that this game just fails to fucking capitalize on in any interesting way.
I think that's the last of it.
Yeah.
No,
Tell us about
then
the
we
other
have,
endings.
Scott Shelby's grave.
Oh yeah. Lauren at Scott
And-
Shelby's grave, and she's like
Yeah,
spitting on it.
Lauren is standing
Oh,
at
that's
Scott
right.
Shelby's grave.
And Madison.
Were you
We'll talk
thinking
about Madison
murdering
too.
my son when you held me in your arms. I have nothing but contempt for you, Mr. Shelby. Then she spits on his grave.
Yeah, she does.
Oh yeah, you got the different Madison end because she wasn't in a relationship with Ethan, right, Johnny?
Oh yeah, yeah. I totally got two Madison N things. First was she's on Let's Talk Tonight,
Oh,
the
really?
hit author of the Origami Killer, or Heavy Rain, tracking the Origami Killer,
Yeah.
and she is talking about how like she's great and how she how much danger she was in, and she's just it's just a second, but yeah, she's
Wait,
on
so
Let's
you
Talk
get
Tonight.
two Let's Talk Tonight endings?
Yeah, I got 2 episodes
Yeah.
of Let's Talk
Fucking
Tonight,
bizarre.
and then you guys got Madison in the bookstore, right?
No.
I did not get the book signing ending, but I did see it, and it's fucking bonkers.
Yeah. So in the book signing ending, she's signing books for Heavy Rain, Heavy Rain solving the Origami Killer, and someone's like, "Oh, make that out to Victor. You great job catching the Origami Killer, but next time you'll need." You need an opponent worthy of your talent.
Yeah, he goes.
fuck
He's
you.
You're very impressive, Miss Page. I think you need a more worthy adversary. And then she looks up to see who she's signing the book for, and he's gone.
Yeah, Madison 2 or Heavy Rain 2, Madison's
Because you
Adventures.
cannot have a single scene of Madison unless she's with Ethan where she's not being menaced by some.
That's not true. Let's Talk Tonight did not have any Madison menace.
She's not menaced by that old lady.
I guess
That's true.
That's true.
I love origami, but that's not my favorite. Make me a dog. Stupid fucking...
Let's talk about some of these other endings.
Yeah, tell
Yeah.
us.
I feel like it's worth noting that every ending in which Shaun dies, Ethan ends up blowing his brains
That's
out.
fair. I'm right there with you, buddy. I
Nope,
get it.
That's not quite right, Jim. If he is in prison,
not?
he doesn't blow his brains out. He
Oh,
pulls
he
an
hangs
Epstein.
himself.
Yep.
Oh boy.
He does. You get a scene.
The president of the
there's one
United
scene
States kills
where
has him killed? Oh, wow.
Oh.
There's a great scene in the cemetery with Madison where it shows Ethan and Madison looking at Shaun's grave, and Madison is like, she's like, let's move to a new city and you can get a new job and be a great architect. I'll work for the local newspaper and we'll have a whole new life. It'll be great. And then it shows Madison turning around to walk away.
No,
and then
Jim,
she
you have
turns
to
around and
mention
sees
that she
Ethan.
also says, I want you to give me a son with eyes like yours.
Oh yeah, she says, and you can give me a son.
What?
And then
What?
And then, like,
Bonkers.
yeah, it's fucking weird. And then she turns around to leave, and she walks back a little bit, and she turns around. Ethan's still standing at the grave, and it shows him pull a gun out of his coat, put it to his temple, and shoot himself in the head.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild.
In the
Oh,
ending
man, good
where
stuff.
Shaun lives, but you don't get together with Madison, I think it's sort of implied that you might get back together with your ex-wife, or at least
No.
in one of them. Oh, I think
Oh,
that's the
in
ending
mine-
where, like, if he gets put in prison and then he gets released, she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, let's all
Yeah,
be a
she
family
shows up with
together
Shaun and
now."
apologizes.
Oh, see, in mine it was just Ethan at this new condo, really awesome looking condo. I'm very jealous of where Shaun's checking it out. He's like, yeah, I think we can go for this place. Like Shaun sees his cool room and he really likes it. I like that. That's all right. Although he did kill a man. And they do say in Let's Talk Tonight that it was just on the news that he was exonerated. But he did kill a man. He should be in jail.
I executed a guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but he had to.
But he doesn't.
The origami killer made him.
Oh, I guess it's okay then.
Don't think that's how it works. And in fact, I think that the police would probably say something along the lines of, you should have told us what was going on the whole time, and this is why your son is dead.
Jaden gets a couple of different endings where he quits the FBI, and one where he just dies of a drug overdose.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You see him resign from the FBI because he says he's gotten too close to the cases, and then it cuts to him like convulsing in his hotel room, and then he rolls over and he's dead. There's another ending related to Norman that is my personal favorite ending that shows, so if Norman dies, you get a scene in the police station where the chief comes out and he's talking to Blake and he goes, "Hey, Blake, I'm going to Norman's funeral. It's just a thing I have to do. It's a formality. Are you going to go?" And Blake's like, "No, I didn't really see eye to eye with Jaden. I'm not going to go." He's like, what should I do with that nerd's glasses? And he has the Ari glasses, and the chief is like, whatever you want. Just wear them if you want, whatever. Ooh. And there's this this scene is minutes long. It's like a will they, won't they of, is he going to put these glasses on? He has them in his hand and he looks at them. You get like maybe 30 seconds of that. He puts them down on his desk. The camera cuts and he's like looking at them on his desk, and he's like almost picking them up like he wants to, and then it cuts again, and he's like doing this with, he's like holding them in his hands. Like, is he gonna fucking put them on or what?
Yeah.
You know, that reminds
really
me
long.
of one thing that I meant to bring up early on in the series, and I don't think I did. When Jaden has those glasses on, he's got his little fucking power glove, right? How come he is also able to use his non-power gloved hand to manipulate Ari?
Motion
That's a
detection.
good question.
Then why
But
does
then
he need
why
the
have the power glove? Yeah. Apparently there's an ending called Uploaded where if Norman dies...
Oh, yes, I saw that ending too.
Tell me about this.
So you see Blake does put the glasses on, and he's like, "Whoa, I'm on a mountain." And then you turn around and Norman Jaden is standing there with his arms crossed. Like,
yeah. That's awesome.
But there's another Norman ending too where he puts the glasses on and he sees, he's on the mountain, and he turns around and there's another version of him in there too.
Yeah, and they talk to each other about their mental issues.
Yeah, they talk to each other.
But my absolute favorite ending is when Madison, Ethan, and Norman all die or somehow fail to save Shaun. And then you see Scott Shelby walking down the street, just living his best life, having a great time. Jesus. And he walks up to, I guess, his apartment's exterior, and Lauren is standing there, and she's like, "Hey, so I called all of the parents of the other victims, and none of them hired you. So guess what? I figured out you're the origami killer," and she shoots him in the face.
Nice.
Yeah, she goes, "I swore that I would find my son's killer and kill him." And then she takes a gun and just shoots him.
Good.
It's amazing.
I think if you don't save Lauren from
Heavy
the car,
rain.
Scott can just get away with it though and have his own happy ending.
Yeah.
And really, isn't he the one that
That's the
deserved
real happy ending if you think about it.
And that's Heavy Rain.
Well, guys, that's Heavy Rain. Mm-hmm. Another David Cage masterpiece. Matt?
Yes.
Are you squarely against Heavy Rain, or are you roundly for Heavy Rain?
You know what I'm going to say. This game fucking sucked. The only thing I have to recommend it is that the chunkers were fucking short. That's it. I did not like a minute of this game. And, it's almost more disappointing when you get to the end and you realize, as we've discussed already, and I won't go into again, But it is almost it's almost worse when you get to the end and you realize, like, oh, there were like a couple of good ideas in here that the game just totally fucking biffed. Like, great job. You way to go, David Cage, master of the craft. Fuck this piece of shit. Thanks for the vote, listeners, I guess. I don't know. I think it made a good series. I guess that's what matters.
Would you rank this better or worse than The Bard's Tale?
Oh yeah, so I did. I mentioned that in the chat earlier this week. I think that now, after Enchanted Arms and this, we have a good top 3 of worst games we've ever played on this fucking show. And it is really tough for me between those 3. Bard's Tale to me is number 3 because that game was unplayable, but it had some fun stuff in it that I liked. It had that Knuckle V song, it had fucking Carrie Elwes.
Gay Panic.
It had that great narrator that made fun of you the whole time. I'm not saying it was overall good, but I'm saying of the 3, it was the one that at least like I got some enjoyment out of. And then, boy, it's real tough for me because Enchanted Arms, less of like a terrible piece of shit plot-wise, just more of a boring slog plot-wise, but was, 40 or 50 hours of some of the worst gameplay I've ever had to play, and this, tight 10 hours, I don't know. I don't know where I come down on that particular ranking. But more than The Bard's Tale? Absolutely. This is worse than The Bard's Tale.
But don't you want to replay it now that you know the twist to, like, see all the clues and hints that you didn't pick up on?
Not even fucking remotely. Not even a little. Pass. Anyway, squarely against Heavy Rain. That nasty, dirty, gross, filthy rain. What about you, Johnny?
Oh, this is a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some scenes. So when I first played the game, I was really blown away, one, by the technology, like the motion capture and facial capture. It was the best looking game I'd ever seen. So that, I really like good graphics. Like, I find the cutting edge technology stuff. Even going back now and looking at it, I'm like, I played it on PS3 last night to capture some footage. It really looks really good on PS3 for a PS3 game. Like, really impressive, but the writing is so bad, and I hate David Cage thinking he can write Americans. It's not that the kids have French accents that pisses me off. It's that David Cage thinks he's so smart and doesn't notice not just the kids' French accents, but all the things he's getting wrong about the United States and just how bad his writing is. Like, he's referencing all these things that are so much better, and he
wastes these references. Like, he references interesting things and they're just wasted.
But he does make he creates some interesting gameplay scenarios you haven't seen before. Like, a depressed dad still trying to make life good for his son. And I like some of the scenarios are really neat. Like the, mostly investigation stuff. The trials weren't that interesting, and I didn't like the QuickTime events that much. But I thought that, investigating stuff as Madison and as Jaden was fun, and as Scott, although Scott doesn't really do any investigating. I loved Lauren helping you get to the upstairs, and there's some good adventure gamey style stuff that if they kind of moved away from I'd say squarely against, but there's parts I liked. What about you, Vanessa?
This is not a good game, but I do like it. I like it in the way people like bad movies. I think that this game functions well enough to be to borrow parlance from another podcast, a good bad game. Unlike Bard's Tale, which slowed down to a crawl whenever you crossed a body of water. And also you could just shoot off screen and kill all the enemies without ever engaging them.
They would even not move on screen if they're right at the edge. They just stand there and you could kill them.
This game functions like it's a functional game that you can play. So I think that if you're looking for sort of like, I don't know, I kept saying Cinemax movie, and that's what I'm sticking with. It's like, if games were television, this is what would be on TV at like 1 o'clock in the morning because they got the movie rights really cheap, and you see it when you're like drunk and you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna watch this
Yeah.
and stay up till 3 like watching this stupid movie.
Did you guys ever catch an episode of like The Outer Limits when you were younger that was on at like 2 a.m.? This is kind of like that.
Yeah, so it's not really a game. I can't say it's good. I would recommend it to certain types of people, but you have to be aware that there are the troubling sort of racial portrayals, and it's not good with its portrayals of women at all.
Where would
Jim.
you rank it?
Oh.
Where would you rank it versus Beyond Two Souls and Detroit Become Human?
That's tricky. Beyond Two Souls, I feel, is so kind of soiled by the mistreatment of Elliot Page and his
Yeah.
involvement in that project that I don't think it's even really like in the conversation anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
that one's okay to put in the dustbin of history.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think Detroit Become Human is a better game in that it looks better and is better to play. Detroit Become Human genuinely made me cry, and this game did not.
Oh, what?
Wow.
But Detroit Become Human also has
Wow.
the same.
Ew, David Cage pulled Vanessa's heartstrings. Gross.
I always cry. There are a few things I always cry at. Like reunions, I always cry at, and I always cry at someone who's been on a long journey and then they get to their destination. I don't know what it is. So at the end of Detroit, when like the robots got where they were going, and so this very tense scene, you don't know if they're going to be let in or not. Try not to spoil things. It makes me cry, and I've seen
Amazing
other shows.
Grace.
I've seen other shows. No, Amazing Grace was awful. Detroit, like this game, has bad portrayals and use of racism as an allegory, and it also has a female character who gets imperiled at every turn and put into murder dungeons, or it seems like she's going to go into a murder dungeon. So I guess I'd rank this game above Beyond Two Souls because that game is not in the conversation, but below Detroit. I think this game is more fun than Detroit in some ways. Like, I think if you're trying to get into Quantic Dream games, probably at this point start with Detroit, but then play Heavy Rain if you enjoy the Detroit experience. Just know what you're getting.
Yeah, they're good bad games. I agree.
Yeah.
Or bad good game. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They're not good, but they're funny and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Funny for
Jim?
being terrible.
Yeah. Jim, are you roundly for or squarely against Heavy Rain?
I think I'm in the same camp as you are, where I don't think this is not a good game, but it's one that I recommend just because it's so unique. I think it's a good example of a great concept that is filtered through someone who doesn't know how to tell a story or isn't self-aware enough to understand his own ego and like how he presents characters. But like this, I like the concept of this because like I feel like in a lot of serial killer movies, you're playing as one of these archetypes where it's like someone who's a victim or directly connected to a victim, or it's a private detective, or it's a journalist, or like but like a game where you can play as all of those characters trying to solve the same mystery is interesting, and it's a cool concept. But it's just so badly done, and the twist fucking enrages me because it basically just I felt like I'd wasted all of my time playing as Scott Shelby up to that point. Like it just felt like such a huge theft of my time and attention. It just made me really mad. But I do think this game is worth playing. Like Matt said, I think it helps that it's not super long. But yeah, don't get your hopes up that you're gonna have a revelatory gameplay experience. But it is fun for what it is, I think. So yeah, roundly 4.
All right.
All right. Well, I think next time on Square Roots, we are going to be starting Final Fantasy V. Matt, what does the first chunker for Final Fantasy V look like?
We're going to try and play to the fire ship. I haven't started it yet, so it's kind of hard for me to gauge how long that is. Vanessa said I think around 3 hours, and she's playing the Pixel Remaster. And I don't want to make it too long and have Johnny, who I believe is going to be playing the GBA version, falling super behind us. So, Johnny, if you could kind of keep me apprised of your situation, that would be best. If it takes a little longer to get through this one, that's okay. It's not that long of a game.
Yeah, I would say there's two good stopping points in this chunker. The earlier one is to stop at the water crystal. And then what Vanessa's talking about, the fire ship, is the fire crystal.
Yeah.
So if you can make it to the water crystal, great. I think try to make it to the fire crystal. If you can't, maybe we just say water crystal.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's fine.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, well, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. Before we go, let's do a quick round of level ups. Vanessa, how did you level up?
Well, how did I level up? What a great question. I watched a film that is tearing up the, I don't know what you want to call it, the, like, cozy sphere. Every cozy head is talking about Thursday Murder Club, the movie. This came out on Netflix.
Oh, I thought that was going to be a TV. I thought it was a series. That's cool.
It is not a series. It is a nice, tight little movie, and it's based on the Richard Osman book and stars Helen Mirren, Pierce Brosnan, Ben Kingsley, and Celia Imrie, which is just such a powerhouse cast. You gotta love it, except some people don't. They didn't feel it was faithful enough to the book, but I thought it was entertaining and fun. It also has David Tennant in it, Jonathan Pryce, just a really good cast. It has, what's her name, who was in Mickey 17, I think? The Mickey 17 girl, is that right? Naomi Ackie. So it's a lot of good actors. It's a murder mystery. It is cozy. I think that Helen Mirren was great in it. I enjoyed it. I'm not as fanatical about the book series as some people are, so if you love the books, your experience may vary, but as with all adaptations, just remember it's just one sort of interpretation of it. It's never going to be the book, and the book's never going to be the movie.
And the movie doesn't make the book go away.
That's right. They're not ruining your childhood. I also watched a docuseries on Prime called Spy High. This is a series about a school district in Pennsylvania that it's not about high spies. It's about a school district in Pennsylvania that issued laptops to its student body.
Oh, right.
And then they decided to occasionally just turn on the webcam and see what the students were doing in school and also in the privacy of their own bedrooms.
Yikes.
And
that's fucked up.
Yeah. Ended up taking something like 50,000 pictures of students. Because they had it set up at one point to be automatically taking a picture every minute or something that the webcam was on.
Fuck.
And read through all of their texts and everything. So it's an interesting story about privacy and what kind of privacy children should be allowed to have, and also about the community's reaction to this information coming out, and then a lawsuit that was fired, and it was not universally supportive of the children. A lot of people were concerned that their property values would go down if the school district got all this bad publicity, or that their tax dollars would be going to settling lawsuits instead of educating children. It got pretty complicated and pretty sad for all of the kids involved. And a lot of this stuff is still going on in certain places. Maybe not looking at children in their bedroom with webcams, but there is a question about whether or not schools should be able to read everything that students do as far as like conversations with each other on school equipment and things like that. And privacy is it's a big issue, and there's no inherent right to privacy in the United States, so it becomes complicated. That's how I leveled up. Oh, I also watched Thunderbolts. It was pretty good. Who wants to go next? I'm looking for volunteers today.
I'll go.
I'll go next. Okay, Matt, go.
Matt, go.
I watched a movie as well. I don't have a ton to say about it because I did not finish the movie. I rented that new Red Sonja movie. Whoa, y'all know Red Sonja. She's Conan's sister that lives in another dimension? Is that right?
Is that the deal?
No, that's She-Ra.
Oh, okay.
Red Sonja is, I believe, is a Conan spinoff. I could be wrong. And I know that this movie was based a lot on the Gail Simone comic books. So I was pretty excited about it, even though it looked a lot like a B movie. I don't mind some cheesy special effects and stuff. But I only ended up watching about half of it before turning it off because, frankly, it just wasn't very good. Not much in the way of recognizable actors, and plot-wise, it was pretty generic. Like, listen, I'm all for a strong female lead character in your action movie. I think that's great, and there are lots of examples of that I love. And this is an example of somebody taking a strong female lead character in an action movie and putting her in the most generic and boring plot you could imagine. So I noped out after about an hour and did not end up finishing it. My other level up is, I've been talking about this kind of all day in our group chat, so I'm going to yell it right in his face. This one's for Jim. Jim, guess what? Guess what I did? I read a book. Yeah. I read a book called Tales from the Gas Station. It is a, dark horror comedy by Jack Townsend that I believe started as a series of blog posts called Tales from the Gas Station. And I finished it up today. It was very good. I really liked it a lot. It was a fun kind of horror comedy, a lot of horror elements. It is about a gas station attendant, a man that works at a gas station on the outskirts of a town in the middle of nowhere, where a lot of weird things happen. And it is very funny and fun. It does a fantastic job of both elevating building the main plot of the book, while also kind of backfilling the weirdness. Like, for example, little things that are mentioned early on and kind of hand-waved off will come back later as even weirder than you could possibly have imagined. And it just all really clicked and came together well. It's pretty funny. It made me laugh out loud several times. It's short. It is a 4-part series. And while the first one definitely resolves its own main plot, it leaves a lot of mysteries left to be solved in a way it kind of felt like the first season of a TV show or something. But it was great. And I think Jim in particular would really enjoy it. I think it's funny and it's got all those horror elements that you love. And it works tropes in interesting ways and also has some good twists and characters. Good book. I'm already halfway through the second book because I'm hooked. And that's how I leveled up. What about you, Johnny?
Well, I have been playing fitness boxing, Fist of the North Star fitness boxing. I talked about it, I think, right when I got the game, but I only played maybe four or five workouts because it wasn't that fun. But I'm forcing myself to because I'm making a video about fitness boxing. I mentioned this last time, but I am now 7 workouts deep of 10. I'm almost done. I'm giving myself 10 workouts to really get a good opinion before I actually do a review of this. And I gotta say, and this sucks, Matt. This sucks. doing cardio every day makes you feel better.
I bet it
It
does.
really
I need to
does.
do
And
it.
I don't do a ton. Like, it ends up being between 20 and 30 minutes of cardio. It does have a battle mode. I didn't realize that, where you like defeat bosses. So I defeated one of the bosses, and later you can unlock some of the bosses as instructors. You can never get heart as an instructor, which
Sad.
just seems too bad. I wish that they'd gone that silly. But you get like the first Shin, like the big, his rival in the first movie, can be one of the instructors, which is pretty funny. Oh no, he can't. No, he's not one of the instructors. But there's other ones that are like big bosses can be instructors, which is a good idea. But I just wish they tried a little. Like, it doesn't have the depth of Ring Fit. Like, Ring Fit is a real RPG. Like, you level up, and the exercises are basically like Dragon Quest style fights and stuff. Like, it's really neat. And they didn't have the creativity to do something as in depth as Ring Fit. But I mean, Nintendo is also Nintendo and just really, really good at making games. But still, it's not as bare bones as I thought it was. Now that I've got into the battle mode and like some of the other options, but not an amazing game. There are other better. There's a lot of worse exercise games. I've played a lot of exercise games, but it's kind of mid-pack. That's where I'd put it.
Would you say would be better if it had Mike Tyson in it?
There is. I am going to review as an exercise game Punch-Out, which I think has some kind of exercise mode.
Oh,
the
really?
Wii one.
Yeah, I remember that
Wii
game.
Punch-Out. I own it. I never got super far, so I kind of want to try that. See what that's like as an exercise game. It might not be worth it. I'll give it a shot and see. But no Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's had a lot of concussions, which may explain some of his behavior, but also, you're not a great dude.
No, I know. He spent time in jail for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. And Jim, have you leveled up yet?
I have not.
Jim, how did you level up?
I watched a movie called Sovereign, starring Nick Offerman as a guy who thinks he's a sovereign citizen. You guys know what sovereign citizens are?
Oh yeah, it's a big thing.
So
here.
Nick Offerman plays a guy who is a true believer sovereign citizen, and and he has a son played by Jacob Tremblay. And it's kind of about him being Nick Offerman becoming more and more alienated in society because of his sovereign citizen beliefs, especially after he gets involved in some legal trouble, and as it kind of goes off the rails for him. It's kind of a sad movie, but it's really good. I think it's probably the best acting I've seen Nick Offerman do. So if you're a Nick Offerman fan, I would say check out Sovereign. I also finished a couple books. I read one called The Abominable by Dan Simmons, which is about some British, French, and American mountain climbers in the early 20s who decided to go on a rescue attempt to find someone who was lost on Mount Everest, someone trying to make the first summit attempt at Mount Everest. And it's kind of about mountaineering, and also it's kind of an alternate history, kind of pre-World War II Germany story about people trying to get ahead of the rise of fascism in Germany. And there's a lot of ways that ties into the story, which is neat. Pretty good book. That Dan Simmons. I didn't realize Dan Simmons also wrote the Hyperion books, the Hyperion Cantos books.
Oh, that
which are
Dan
books that have
Simmons.
like
Wow.
always been on my radar.
Hyperion is really fucking good. It's weird.
I've heard that. Yeah. And he also wrote The Terror, which is they made a series on AMC out of, which is a fucking excellent show. So now I kind of want to read that too. Speaking of Matt's authors who got famous for writing like blog posts, I read a story called Pen Pal. I believe the author's name is Daniel Auerbach. It was a novella about a kid. Well, it's told as the guy's an adult telling a story about what happened to him as a kid, but he told the story about his class did one of those things where, you put your information on a balloon and then you let it go, and then the person who finds the balloon is supposed to send you something interesting. This kid's kindergarten class does that, and instead of getting like interesting letters or photos back, he starts getting a bunch of Polaroids in the mail of pictures of him, like walking to school and playing with his friends. And it's the whole story is kind of about how this kid is like being stalked all throughout his childhood. Interesting concept, but I kind of hated it, and I kind of hated the ending. I thought the writing was not great. The main character was super boring, and the ending was stupid. So apparently this guy's other stuff is good. Maybe I'll check it out, but I was not a huge fan of this one. And yeah, that's how I leveled up. All right, I think that's it. That's it for this episode of Square Roots. Before we go, I'd like to remind everyone we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast. That's where we put all of our bonus content and the votes that we put up to let our patrons vote on games we play on the show. At the $3 subscription tier, you get access to all that bonus content. At the $5 level, you can access that bonus content plus participate in votes for games that we play on the show. Another benefit to being a patron is we like to thank some of them on the show every week. I'm going to start by thanking Mike, powered by AI, Sora's Keybump Blade, Mostly Rational Person, and Lexavarial.
I'd like to thank Eric Pidkamy, Knopford, Tracy, and Jaybird.
I'd like to thank Sergeant Spaghetti, Lukey C., Sol Wagner, and Ryan Schmidt.
And I would like to thank Joshua W. Broxson, William Westgard, and friend of DeSoto, Aaron O'Toole.
All right, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to send us an email to have read on the air, our email address is squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come join our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group, for smartcool, very attractive people, or find us on Blue Sky at squarerootspod.bsky.social.
And don't forget, you can rate us, you can review us, you can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, Ghana, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks to Stephen Morris for our Square Roots theme, and you can find Stephen on YouTube. Links in the show notes.
All right, for Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I'm Johnny Brandon.
I'm Vanessa.